Centuries ago, famed mathematician Katherine Johnson wrote, "The whole idea of going into space was new and daring. There were no textbooks, so we had to write them." Now, the United Federation of Planets stands on a new brink of exploration and learning, yet again pushing beyond the bounds of contemporary understanding, and for a new dawn proclaim proudly once again, these are the Voyages of.
Stress call
Hold
after
on
being
just a second.
attacked.
I'm sorry. Start over. I've hit the wrong button. That's my
That's right.
bad.
Do over. Captain's log. My former first officer and current captain of the USS Binary, Marzon Rex, sent a distress call after being attacked by a Cardassian ship. Parts of the Second Fleet have been dispatched from the Alpha Quadrant to assist with the search. I have placed several of my senior officers on the USS Defiant on loan from Deep Space Nine, while the Serenitis maintains the security on this side of the wormhole and the new Federation colonies that have been recently settled. Commander Halada has taken control of the Defiant, and I trust her instincts to organize the search efforts. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Voyages of. We are back for season 2. We're really glad to be here with you. And of course, we're here on Rook and Rasp, our home away from home, our home in the stars. That's where we're going to go with. We'll be following the story of the USS Serenitis, and as it continues its mission to explore the Gamma Quadrant, we are using the Star Trek Adventures RPG rules from Modifius. And as a reminder, we are in no way affiliated with Modifius, but we really do enjoy their game. I'm Matt, and I'll be running the game tonight. Joining me is Amber Jacoba as Commander Halada, Rob Jacoba as Commander Chevrin, Rosrin, or I'm sorry, no, how about I read right? Roxanne Thompson as Lieutenant Aishan Hoth, and Danny Delisle as Lieutenant Rosrin Irax. Um, we've got channel points you can spend. Those are going to be on the lower left hand or lower right hand corner, right below the chat box where you can type things in and say things to us. You can buy things like momentum and threat. Either one of those is a good option. Rerolls is always good too. You can also tip for NPCs. You can name them and give them all kinds of fun stuff. And I don't remember, did we get that working, Roxy, or did we check that?
I'm going to check it right now.
I'm checking it too. Well, it's not tip.
It's
we'll
not
get it here
tip.
in a second. um, yeah, if you wanna affect the game and put a permanent NPC into the game, you can. We've got Minkler floating around somewhere on the Serenitis, and he's definitely had an impact on this game. Very, very strong impact. Um, and then as always, you can subscribe. We appreciate that. But the tipping does go a long way, and goes to help keep the channel going and support our players who do a fine job over here. So we'll get into the story tonight. You guys are on the Defiant. The Defiant, unlike the Serenitis, is not a nice ship. It's a powerful ship, but you are living in what most people would consider very stark military kind of confines. You've got beds, but they're bunks. Even the two senior officer. Well, Halada, you have your own room, but you have like a bed and a desk and not much room between them. Chagrin, you are actually sharing a room with another officer. There's not a lot of room in this thing. The sick bay is questionable. Like, it can do its job, but there's not a lot of room for a lot of people there. It's also a much smaller ship, so you're dealing with, instead of 1,200 people, give or take, you got about 80. So, but the Defiant is also questionably as powerful as the Serenitis in firepower, but much more maneuverable and much smaller. And it's been being used as a scientific ship as of late, so it will work well with the search with its advanced sensors. So the Defiant itself is kind of searching through some asteroid fields that some debris from a Federation ship has been found in. There has been some questions over the last week or so on what happened to the shuttle that Captain Rex was on. There have been a lot of false flags. There's been at least one situation where it's clear that the Cardassians planted the evidence that was found that might have led somewhere, and the ships that were there were kind of wasting time instead of it actually being useful for what's going on with the search. And this seems like the best chain of clues to date, but you also have another 7 ships that are helping search as well, and they're in kind of different areas of the sector. So why don't we start off with we're at 4 momentum. We're at 8 threat. Because of the situation, our complication range is already at a 19 to 20. It's a dangerous situation you're in, and things are not quite right. Yes.
We're actually at 6 momentum, according to chat. So they've already bought 2.
Oh, well,
Chat.
thanks, chat. I guess I'll pay attention to chat then.
And then I realized why the thing wasn't working. It was because it's never been a command. It's always been a button I push. I saw the button and we have it now. So
you definitely hit it. You definitely hit it.
I hit it apparently twice in my excitement. So apologies about that, chat.
Well, thanks, Farlane, for buying some momentum, and I'm not sure who else bought it, but that's okay. We appreciate it.
John.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. We really appreciate it. So I need a sensor sweep from probably the person in pilot position, which would be our resident con officer. Lieutenant Asian Hoth.
Guys, it's been a minute since I've played a game. Just a sec, let me get my character sheet and my.
Oh no.
We are.
Guys. I've been freaking out about my audio for about 20 minutes now, but apparently it sounds fine. So I guess
top-notch operations over here. We're doing great.
Sorry, Captain Rex.
Yeah.
Sorry, Captain Rex.
Hold on, my secret boyfriend. It'll be fine.
Hey, we're gonna go off to save your boyfriend. Wait, hold on.
I don't know how to drive. I don't know how to drive anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I found a character sheet. Let's see. I should have a couple D20s here, and then I will.
This is gonna be a difficulty of 3, so that may change your decisions.
So I think you said it's a sensor sweep, so I'm doing a insight. Science?
Yeah.
Reason science.
Reason science. Yeah, reason
okay.
science.
And the ship will also help.
Yeah, the ship automatically helps.
Uh-oh. We lost Amber.
Did we lose Amber?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah,
So
she typed in the chat her computer blue screened, so
Oh no.
It does happen.
Yeah. Well, we will.
Man, this is just like a maiden voyage. Everything is just.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back.
You know what? We're doing better than Jurassic Park. None of us have been eaten, so.
I mean, we just started. Give it time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We've got time. Oh, there she's back.
Yeah, we're back. Okay, so may I use a point of momentum?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, absolutely. Roxy, Allah says that you're coming in mono instead of stereo, but otherwise you sound fine to her. I'm getting you stereo, so I'm not sure.
Well, it's because there's a thing. I might be able to fix that, but good. Good. At least I sound fine. That's
And,
a plus.
The ship will roll at a 12. I can go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
Okay,
please do.
fantastic. Yeah, because I'm only rolling at a 9 here.
Got a crack team
Oh,
here.
but I rolled a 1
There you
and
go.
a 7. I don't think I have anything that would... It wouldn't matter anyway. So 3 successes from me, and then whatever the
I
ship got.
also have a success.
So that'll put us back at 6 momentum. Unless you guys want to use that to ask for more information, which it's a sensor sweep. It
Might
might
not be a bad idea.
Can we wait to see what information we get from
Absolutely.
that
Let me walk you through the information first, and then we'll get to decide if you want to use that. So you sweep the asteroid field as you're kind of going through it. You're picking up bits of like energy decay on small bits of rock, like parts of the antimatter have been ejected out of the core strangely and have kind of splattered, almost like paint. So you're picking it up on bits of asteroid as you're kind of moving through. It moves in a relatively clear pattern, and you can follow it. And as you're kind of coming around the last couple of larger asteroids that have kind of clustered strangely, you do see what seems to be a crashed shuttle. Unfortunately, what you also see is a Cardassian ship near it.
Do we want
Did
more
you-
info, folks?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What kind of questions would you like to ask?
I can recommend one.
Please
Absolutely.
Maybe we can ask if there are, like, how many are on that Kardashian ship. Can we figure that out from our sensor sweep?
So
Is that
real
within
quick,
its purview?
yeah. So real quick, actually, that's information I can give you for free because that would be something that, having been in the war with the Cardassians, you all would probably know the loadout. It is oh my words, I've got it right here. It is a Keldon class heavy cruiser, and it runs about 400 crew members. This is a heavy class, like cruiser, what you would expect to see in war. This isn't. They're not joking around here, and this would be. This is something that you would have a chance of fighting without an issue. Like there's always a chance that you get hit badly, but it would be probably a tough fight, and the Cardassians on it are probably well trained.
For extra information, could we possibly see what their trajectory has been to see if they're moving towards the ship?
They are dead stopped kind of above the ship. I will say, since you're looking at trajectory, I'll also say you kind of pick up looking for energy patterns. There are no transporters active, but their shields are up.
Would they be an act of? Would this be a violation of the treaty we have?
So, because this is a splinter group, they are essentially pirates.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. I think they forewent that.
Yeah, the Cardassian government, I know it's been a year, like literally.
A minute.
The Cardassian government has washed their hands of the people of the ships that are calling themselves the True Way. They've sent advisors and they are attempting to help Starfleet, but also they're in a period of rebuild after war and they don't have a lot of options for that. So, from the best you can tell, the Keldon class ship has not picked you up yet, but it also could be just a matter of time.
So,
Orders?
sorry, is this the ship that we're looking for that they're near, or?
From the quick sensor sweep, yes. To get a positive on that, you'd have to get closer, or sit here and hard scan in a way that's going to be detectable.
Okay.
Does the Defiant still have a cloaking system?
It does not. That was removed after the war.
All right, so our options are basically scan and get caught, try to get closer and not get caught, try to talk to them, which has never gone well, Anything else?
Open fire, but that's
Well.
probably not advisable.
Yeah,
There's
I don't know
always
if I
a
would
direct
support that.
approach.
All right,
just
let's
yeehaw it.
let's fly casual and try to get closer.
Works
Why
for
don't I
me.
get from our pilot? Why don't you give me, I'd say probably control and con, to keep
Alright.
yourself in position to not quite be as easy to be seen, and then the ship is going to assist with,
Engines and con, it looks like.
yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Okay,
so
fantastic.
If you,
Let me see my little talents here. Let's see.
if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to roll for the ship.
Yeah.
Since I'm in
You've
the
got this
engineering
character
seat.
sheet.
Yeah, please do.
What's the
Okay, I don't
difficulty?
think I have anything immediately.
Difficulty is going to be a 3 again.
Okay. And what does the ship have a critical range?
No,
is it just
yes.
one on
The
everything?
so for starships, they're always a critical if they're under
Okay.
the department.
Okay.
Is this a small craft?
No, it is not.
Would any of my focuses apply? Astronavigation, small craft, helm operations, right?
Helm operations
Right,
absolutely
okay.
would. Yeah.
So I got
As
3
long as you're
again.
in a helmet.
I'm sorry. What did you say,
Always.
Rob?
Oh, I was just being a smart ass.
Oh, okay. Par for the course, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
so,
what'd
I
we
got
get?
3.
3.
And the ship did get one.
Okay, fantastic. So you don't you're already capped, so that's not, or no, you're not. No, I take
No,
that
we're
back.
at 5.
Counting to 5 is hard. So you guys position yourself in such a way against kind of one of the bigger asteroids that you're close, and it's going to be hard to pick you up against the latent metal in the rock itself. As you creep closer, your kind of passive scans do pick up that it is running information. The information pinging off of its system says that it is the shuttlecraft you're looking for. For the paranoid security officer, because I know that she's paranoid about this, or he's paranoid about this. That could be jury rigged. That like a hard ping on it would be detectable. So until you do that, you can't be positive, but it is at least giving off the right information. And for them to have that information, they would have to have the ship as well. Like they would have to be able to copy that. They would have to have the ship.
Would it be possible to scan for life signs on the shuttle?
That would be an active scan, and to do that would very likely alert the larger ship.
A risky maneuver. How, just for Danny, not Rosrin's edification, is it possible that we could beam over to the shuttle?
Once you beam, you're going to be detectable. The other thing to keep in mind is you have to drop shields. So whoever you leave on the ship has to pop shields back up, and you can't come back until they go back down.
I will say,
Right.
with the ship that we're on, right? Wait, are you talking about the shields on that ship or the shields on?
No,
our ship?
your shields would have to come down to transport down to the
I
shuttle.
do have right. I do have evasive maneuvering if I need to stay behind and do some distractions if you all want to beam over.
It's just a thought. It's just
I
a
think
thought.
I'm not a fan of that plan just
That's
because
fine.
if we beam over, the shuttle probably doesn't have active shields. So they might just blow the shuttle up with us on it.
Yeah.
There's always
that's always a risk. Yeah, it has been a really long time. Are we actively at war with the True Way? Like, what is
the
going
True
on?
Way has declared war on the Federation,
Yeah.
essentially.
They have
They're
declared
actively at
on
war
us.
with us.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. We're like, yeah, okay, I guess.
So, more information would be active scans, which would give us away.
Mhm.
Any suggestions on what to do? My brain is not working for tactics
Yeah,
today, and I apologize.
I mean,
At some point, we're going to have to probably get a little closer and investigate
Well, I mean,
a little
yeah.
more. Yeah.
the only plan I would have would be to ping them with some fire and then try to lead them away and lose them.
Okay.
But I'm not sure how.
Can do. I mean, I'm game. I'm
Yeah.
game. I can.
Yeah, let's give that a shot.
I'm sure Roz would love to just ping and I would love to. It's been a minute since I've been in a ship, so let's
Well, we
do
could
this.
also then run a while you guys are doing that, I could run a hard scan on the shuttle to see what kind of condition they're in.
Right, because then we're already revealing ourselves.
Yep.
I like this plan.
So we're basically gonna ding dong ditch them. Is that what we're talking about here?
Not
yeah.
entirely
More like
inaccurate.
Pew. Yeah, more like pew pew run away. You know.
We're gonna.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
more
more
like
like start a
leaving-
police chase and try to ditch them.
It's more like
So-
leaving a flaming bag of dog poo.
So you are going to initiate combat. Just as a
Yes.
reminder, when you initiate combat, it's going to go you guys first because obviously this is a surprise for them, and then they will go unless you hold on to momentum or hold on to the initiative. So that's fine. I would say, Rosrin, you're going to kick this off by firing. Difficulty is going to be 2. The ship is going to assist
Sweet.
with weapons and security, which it is exceptionally good at.
Nice. Okay. So
This is the
firing
pirate ship that we
weapons.
captured, right? That we're in.
No, this is the
No.
Defiant. Like from Deep
my
Space
bad.
Nine.
My bad. That's right.
the-
The Defiant.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm rolling at a
let's see.
16.
And this is at its
Yeah, so
scientific operations skills. So what'd you say?
So fire weapons is gonna be at a 14.
Yep.
For Rosrin, let me see if he has anything that I can add on to that. Just one moment. I would probably also like to use momentum. Rosrin wants to make this count
Okay.
because he doesn't know how many more.
Yeah,
sure.
we're gonna get.
Absolutely.
Shipboard
Yeah.
tactical systems is absolutely going to apply as a focus.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay, so I get the and I will take so I have my regular D20 for the extra
You get
for
2d20,
my, for the
two
yeah.
2d20 normally, and then a third one for the extra.
Yep, and then I get the D6 right for the
No, you don't roll the d6 yet. That'll be for the damage, and then there will be a handful of them.
Oh yeah. Right. Okay,
Yep.
cool. All right, I'm good. I'm good. Ooh, I will take 3 successes. 14, a 2, and a 6. I actually think those are below my security, as a matter of fact, if that helps.
The 2
Danny?
would be, the other ones wouldn't. Because I think it caps out at 5.
Yeah, it does. So
Two,
Rob, did the
yeah.
ship succeed?
2 successes on the ship.
So that's
Wow.
That's
6.
total.
So we're going to convert those into damage
Yeah!
dice, mostly because or damage because chat is buying momentum to put you back at cap. So what I would like to do is
I'm assuming we shot the phaser array.
yeah, what's the damage on the phaser array?
That is 6 with versatile 2 area or spread.
So roll 6 dice, 6 d6s, and tell me what you get.
Alrighty.
Huh, that's unfortunate, Matt. Why did you do that? I put my screen away.
3
Oh.
threes,
Okay,
That's
so
two.
0.
a 2.
a 4, and a 5.
4 stone doing. So it's be 3 damage. You said versal 2. I guess I could pull that sheet up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me.
And what was the other thing?
Area or spread.
Okay. So that'll be 4 damage to the ship.
Plus the
plus the other
extra damage
6.
from.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
there it is. You hit it pretty hard. In fact, I need you to roll a d20 and tell me what you
Okay.
get.
A
And I have to
10.
remember where that is. So you're gonna do critical damage to one of the systems, and I've got to go find the.
Yes.
There it is. So nope, that's not it. There it is. So 10 is their structure. Their size 4. Okay. Um, Fantastic. So you cause a breach in their structure, and their shields are not quite 50%. They're just about half, or they're just about above half. Um, so it is going to go to them. You guys can spend 2 momentum to keep the initiative, or let them fire, or let them take a turn.
Let's keep the initiative and do the dash away thing.
Oh, I wanted
Okay.
to run the sensors before we did the dash away thing.
Well, then we still need to keep the initiative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Because
go
I
ahead
don't
and
think-
roll sensors for me. And
All right. If
thank you for the sub that you're gifting out to people. I appreciate that. Or we appreciate that, not just me, all of
Yes,
us.
thank you.
Yes. Thank
so,
you.
that would be a sensor sweep.
Yes. And actually, we have to use 2 momentum to hold on to initiative, so
I'm getting there.
that's fine. That's right. You can only give commands, so yeah, so often.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to set it up to where I need to set up a double one.
If someone would like to roll a die with a 12, that
Yeah.
would be.
Just 1 die.
Can do.
Yep.
Got a 7, so 1 success.
Fantastic.
I succeeded on both of those, so 3 successes.
Fantastic. So that's more than you needed. There are no life signs on the shuttle. There are a bunch of Cardassian life signs on the Keldon class ship, and 1 Trill.
Interesting.
Okay.
Awesome.
That would be, yeah. That would be Rex.
So you guys can either spend 2 more momentum. I'm sorry. That'll put you guys back at 5. The difficulty was 2, and you got 3. You can either spend 2 more. What now?
I was gonna say I think we want to go ahead and do the evasion.
Perfect. Okay.
Yep.
So go ahead and
Take a
evade
move.
for me.
Alrighty, 1 second. Yeah. Let's see. I guess that's just a flight check.
Yeah. So there's a specific evasive maneuvers thing you do, and basically for every success you get above the first one, it makes their difficulty go up by 1 to fire on you.
Right, and
That
then
is,
if I, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say it's daring plus con for evasive action.
Okay, cool. And the efficient evasion talent that I have is if I do it another, like the next time I do it in a row, if we take that action again, it reduces the power requirement. So
Yeah.
that's all my talent does. So okay, so daring con.
Yeah.
And remind me again how the power works.
So
Each time
the phaser array used 1 power, and
Okay.
technically after the first evasive action in a combat, everyone other than that one uses 1 power.
Okay.
Regenerating shields use power, and then you can regenerate the power by rolling a power control. I
Okay.
think that's what it's called. Check.
did the running sensors use power?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. So I'm sorry. The difficulty on your evasion is 1. You
Okay.
roll. Did you roll your daring and con? Yeah, daring and con.
I did, and I got 2.
Okay.
2, and then the ship
needs
is
to
going to do
roll.
engines and con.
That is a 5 on the dice, which I'm sure makes it.
It's a threat for you. There you go, Matt.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm excited. So that would be 3 successes. So that'll put you guys up by 2. So that'll put you back at 5 momentum. Yeah, you guys dodged. You guys got 3, so 2. Okay, perfect. Do you want to hold on to the momentum? The only person that's left that can go is Halata. Once Halata goes, though, they are going to go, like all at once.
Yeah,
No,
Oh, sorry, Alana.
we can let them
Perfect.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
respond.
So as you fire real quick, hit their shields pretty hard, and then start to book it, having done your sensor sweep, what you notice now on sensors is that on these asteroids were 3 small craft kind of sitting and waiting. These are fighter craft, Cardassian fighter craft. They're called, I know what they're called. They're called Hideki class ships. They're much smaller. They carry like 10 people at most, and they're all three of them are going to fire at you individually. Oh, I need to go back up and look at that.
Rosman has the smallest smile on his face after blasting that ship.
That fails. That fails.
Very tiny. Just a little corner of them.
Okay. The three of them fire, and then the big ship is going to fire. I'm going to spend a threat to get an extra die. That's... You're currently up by 2, so I have to get 4. And I got 3. Great. Okay, cool. So, yeah, the ships are... The big ship is in pursuit of you. The 3 fighters are kind of swarming at you. All have fired. None of them succeeded. Halada, it is your turn. Oh, I'm sorry. I spent 2 threat also to hold
2
on
threat?
to
Okay.
the momentum.
I knew you
'Cause
had
they-
spent 1.
The swarm is one entity, and the big ship is another. So
Okay, so you use a total of 3 then?
yes,
That round?
absolutely. Yeah. Halada, what do you think?
I think that we do not want to blow up the big ship because it's got the person we're trying to rescue on it,
Yes,
and we need to take some of these fighters down. So I'm gonna direct Rosrin to fire on one of the fighter craft.
Fantastic.
With pleasure.
So your difficulty is still 2 to hit it.
I will.
All right.
I do want to let you know what weapons we have on the ship.
Yes.
Because I don't know what you'd like to use. We have phaser arrays, phaser cannons, photon torpedoes, and quantum torpedoes.
I would say that
my.
they are not in the proper orientation for phaser cannons because those fire straight. But you can definitely use the phaser array. The quantum torpedoes are going to do better with against ships with shields down or low. But if you want to photon torpedo them or quantum torpedo them, go for it.
Seems like overkill on a fighter.
It
Yeah.
does, just a little bit.
Let's do phaser array.
Yeah, but it sends a message.
But
do.
listen, these
It
sons
do.
of bitches need to know.
We've got quantum torpedoes and we know how to use them.
And direct I roll as well, like I roll to aid. So you have 2 successes from me.
I thought you just said that you have
All
you
right.
just did a direct eye roll, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Sounds
I'll
like
roll
occasion.
2. My d20 for shooting, and then for my talent.
Yep, and then the ship will fire as well, or roll as well.
Yeah, and-
So Rob, if you could do that
Okay.
for me.
Oh, no. Halada is rolling to assist.
Okay, perfect.
Because
Yeah,
that's what her power
it's the
does.
direct action.
Oh,
And I got-
right.
I
Yeah.
got 2 from her. So,
Okay.
all right, here we go. 1 success, so 3 total.
Okay, so that'll put you guys at cap on momentum. You hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
All right,
so
that's. 6.
I'm sorry, that would put you at cap, or you could take an extra damage. That's up to you on what you want to do.
extra damage, please.
Okay, perfect. So
Captain?
that'll leave you at 5.
Commander?
Sorry.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right, so 5. All right. 5. Here we go. 6, 6, 5, 4, and 3. So that's
6, 6,
4.
5. 6 and 6 and 5 are 1 each, and then the 4 and 3 don't do anything.
Okay, so 3.
But with the
For the
5
extra, that's 4.
The 5s and 6s both do
Oh no, wait.
effects.
versatile 2, which each one gives us 2 momentum, which we can then spend for damage.
Send it for damage, yes, please.
So 9
All
damage
right.
total then?
Yeah, so that
Yes,
would be
that
3
sounds like
from my
correct math.
dice, and then 9 from the.
Well, there are
Extra.
only 2 ships left. You destroy it. Thoroughly.
Sweet. Extreme prejudice.
Yeah, because that goes straight through. Yeah, no, that's real bad. You hit it hard.
I only hope the other 2 are going, holy crap, what was that?
So that means that is the last of your turns. The The big ship is going to fire again. I'm going to spend a threat to get an extra die. And we'll see if I actually hit this time. Oh, I definitely hit this time. Because that's 4 on the dice. So I do actually hit. Thank goodness. This would be a lame fight if I don't ever hit with anything. 6, 8.
Well, maybe for you.
Yeah, they are firing their disruptor banks. Nothing. That's a 6. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. So you'll remove the resistance first. So
right.
whatever 10 minus the resistance is.
Resistance is 5.
So you'll take 5 damage, and I need somebody to roll a d20 for location, because you will take a hull breach.
I got one right here. I can do it.
I just rolled one and I got an 18.
18 is
Okay,
weapons,
cool.
which is not a big deal. You guys are what scale are you, Rob?
3.
3. So 2 breaches in any one location is going to be damaged. 3 is disabled, and then 4 or more in one location is destroyed. It's a little difficult to destroy a ship, to destroy a ship by just hitting the one place over and over again, but it can happen. But
I
you
can't
are-
mark. I was
Go
about to
ahead.
say I cannot mark a breach on this sheet, so if
Sure
we
you
can just
can.
remember.
If you look at the systems,
Yeah,
right there. Oh, it's
Oh.
not form fillable there. That's
Yeah,
weird. Shields
that's
are.
what I was saying. Yeah, the
That's
shields
real
are.
weird.
I've got the
Oh.
shields marked
Huh.
down.
Do you
I'll
want me to
forget
just
those.
write it down? Because I've got pen and paper.
Sure thing, Kit.
Perfect. Okay. And that is going to be the end of their turn. So that we're going to go back to the top of the round. What you guys have initiative? What do you guys want to do?
Do you want me to get out of the way of those guns?
So we were originally planning to draw them off, but now we need to get onto their ship because we know that he's there.
Yeah.
Are their shields
So-
up?
Well, if we can let them get down their shields without actually
We can
having
beam
to
'em
board
off.
as they wait, we can beam them on. Yeah.
So let's do.
I would say yes. Their shields are still up. You can knock them down. There is the small chance that you could, destroy their ship, but that's probably not going to happen on the big one. To beam him off, though, you have to drop your shields, and any hits during shields being
Or
dropped
auto breaches?
can cause auto breaches. So that's a thing to keep in mind. Just FYI, it might be good to take out the small ships first, but that's up to you guys.
I would suggest.
I say that's a good take out. I was just gonna say. I mean, that sounds like our best bet. We're gonna have to take a risk either way. So taking out the small ships, then trying to take out the shields, and then beam him aboard and get out of here.
Yeah, I was going to throw in there if we could maybe damage some of their weapon systems at some point in there, but
Yeah.
that's completely. I will fly wherever you need me to. It's your job, Roz, to shoot and decide where you want to aim.
Why don't we set up an attack pattern so that Roz has access to more of the weaponry?
Attack pattern alpha input into the computer.
Okay. It's not attack pattern Asian Hoth. Like, that's disappointing. So go ahead and actually,
Not yet.
if you want to set up an attack pattern, that is actually a roll, and I believe it's daring and con. I don't remember what the difficulty
Yes,
is.
daring con.
What's the difficulty on that? Does it say?
2.
I will check.
Is that the little tiny number to the left of it?
Yes.
2.
So it's a difficulty of 2.
Oh.
Oh wait, no.
Yes,
It's the little tiny number to the right of it.
which is still
One.
2.
So
okay.
the little tiny number that's a 1, that's your power use.
Ah.
The other number is the difficulty. Roxanne, I will also tell you that you are currently under the condition of in an asteroid field, so it's actually going to be a difficulty of 3. It's going to up it by 1.
Okay. Would this counts as a combat maneuver also, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. Can I use a momentum, my friends?
Yes.
Yes,
So
please.
yes, attack pattern is a difficulty of 2.
So the ship will be rolling engines and con, and you will be rolling your daring and con.
Fantastic. That is. I have cautious con, so I get to re-roll a d20 since I bought one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a second.
And how
Okay.
did you say?
Oh, go ahead.
I was just asking, how do we know how much energy this takes?
It's the so there's a 2 on the left and
Okay.
there's a 1 on the right. The number
All
on
right.
the right is the amount of energy it takes.
I got 2. Did the ship get 1?
Yes, it did.
So that's
Okay,
your
then
3
that's
you
3.
need. So that sets you up for attack pattern. So Roz, you can fire any of the weapons you want this turn. Do you guys
What
want
are we
to?
thinking?
Oh,
Do you guys want to hold on to momentum, or do you want to let it or
I think
hold
we
on to
should hold
initiative,
on
or
to
let
it and fire.
Yeah.
Again.
um,
Okay.
I just had a realization.
What's that?
With our phaser arrays, instead of pumping into damage, we can pump things into area, and I believe hit multiple ships.
Yes, if they cluster that way, it would be everything in
One
the
range category.
in one range. So the 2 small ships are in one range, and the Keldon class is in medium range. So I guess I should have
So-
been telling you that. I forget that ranges are a thing.
Oh,
Want
it's
to
okay.
go for that then?
Yeah. Yeah, try to
I'm
take out
willing.
both the fighters.
How many momentum do we have?
So if you keep the initiative, that'll be 2 that you use for that, and you'll have 2 more.
Yep.
You'll have 2 left.
1?
Yeah,
Yes?
go for it.
No?
Yeah, that's
Go
fine.
for
Yeah,
it.
just 1.
Okay.
All right, so I'm
So,
going to do 3d20. So.
Yep, and then the ship will fire as well, or will roll as well. Keeping in mind that you have to get effects for area to go off, and you have to get at least 1 since there's only 2 ships. That
Yes.
shouldn't be a problem. But you need A5 or A6 on damage if you hit.
Yes, a 10, 11, and a 9, so that's 3 successes for me.
And from the ship,
The ship does not give a success, unfortunately.
okay. Do you guys want the extra damage or do you want the momentum? You're at 1 momentum right now.
We're at 2 technically. Stevie just bought us 1.
Oh, okay. You're at 2 right now. Do you want the momentum or do you want the extra damage?
Keep in mind that I can just generate momentum for us as my
Yeah,
action.
I say the extra
Yeah.
damage since we're kind of trying
Okay.
to
Perfect.
get something done here.
So roll whatever damage it is for that weapon.
6.
6, and then we'll add a damage on that at the end.
All right. So roll 6. All right. So 5s and 6s are 1s, right?
They are, but they're ones with effects, so those are good to know.
Those are the ones we need.
All right, I got 2 6s and 1 5, so I have 3 damage with effects.
Do
Okay.
you have any 1s or 2s?
I have a 1.
Okay, that'll be 4
That's
plus
4.
1 for the 5. You're going to hit both ships.
And we can take 2 of those effects and bump them into versatile 2, which will give us an additional 4 damage.
For an 8 total.
9 total.
9 total.
9 total,
Nice.
yeah. Can I get someone to roll a d20 twice for
Got
me?
it. First one is 17.
Okay.
And the second one is 8.
Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. 17 and 8. One of them explodes. The other one does not.
Okay.
Yeah. The one of them does explode. The other one is clearly damaged. It has no shields. And from a quick scan, its sensor array is down.
All right.
So, are you guys going to hold on to the momentum or are you going to let it go back?
There's only 1 ship left.
There's
that hasn't
one
gone
ship
yet.
without sensors and then the big ship.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
We started a new round, so neither of them have gone yet.
Kind of would like to go just so we can either regen our shields or regen our power a bit.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Let's do that.
I'm thinking shields because we still have enough power to get us going for a bit.
Okay,
Cool.
so you're going to use the last 2 momentum you have to keep the initiative.
Mhm.
Go ahead and roll your. I think it's regenerate shields.
Yeah. Regenerate
and
shields is control engineering.
this is a perfect time to call on one of those 3 crew members who are going to be
Yes.
much better at this than you,
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
because they get a standard 13 on that roll, and they will crit on a 4 or less.
Okay, that is still better than I'm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
He's not the
and-
best engineer, but he's definitely an engineer.
we tap the engineer to do that thing.
So you'll roll your 2 dice for that, and then I think the ship assists with
Structure engineering, which is a 10/2. So
All
if
right,
anyone
I'll
can
roll that
do-
one.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah. The ship got a success.
All right,
Okay.
I got 3 successes.
What was the difficulty on that?
It's a difficulty of 2.
Okay.
So we automatically regen 2 shields.
Correct. +1 for, I think it's each.
If we don't choose to
momentum
take
is-
them as momentum, we can regenerate more.
I'm fine with regenerating more. My
Yeah.
action's going to be getting us momentum, so
I
Okay.
agree.
Okay, so that's we've only okay.
So you'll get
We're
4
good.
back, and then
Yes.
that will leave you at 0 momentum, which is perfectly fine. And just as a reminder, not that I think anybody has forgotten, but it is still a 19 to 20 complication range. So
Mhm.
if you're rolling 19s or 20s, let me know.
Not a
Yep.
problem.
My threat pool is getting low, and I don't like it.
Okay. With
So,
your 7.
Can I? Oh, so it's my turn. Haha, look at that. The big ship is going to fire. I am going to spend a threat to get an extra die, and I'm going to pull my ship up so I know what I'm actually doing. That's the wrong sheet. There's my sheet. No, that's not my sheet. There we go. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. 3 definitely hits. That's going to generate 1 extra damage, and I'm going to roll 8 dice. Fires his disruptor banks at you. Oh. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 damage. 12 damage. I'm sorry, 12 damage to you.
All right.
Oh, boy.
And that's going to cause a hull breach because it's going to go more than 5 after the shield or after the resistance.
Yep.
So somebody needs to
Quick,
roll.
everybody lean left.
Somebody roll a d20 for me. Let's see where the breach is
I'll
at.
go ahead and roll that.
Alrighty.
That is a 7.
That's your sensors.
Crap.
Noted.
They're not damaged until they take 2, and they're not disabled until they take 3. So, or I'm sorry, they're not disabled until they take 3 because you're size 4 or size
And then
3.
you said
Mhm.
4 is when they're destroyed, right?
5, yeah, 4 or more.
Yeah.
Is when the ship is. Is it ship is destroyed? No, hold on. Yeah, is when that system is destroyed.
Okay.
Um,
So we have 1 breach on weapons, 1 breach on sensors. Nothing's disabled yet.
correct. If you take enough breaches on structure to destroy it, the ship is destroyed.
Right.
Yes.
That's a thing to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Uh,
The systems don't just to get to float.
Yeah. So that is their action. It is. I'm not keeping the initiative, so it is your turn, Halata.
All right. So I will.
I think Halata's the only one that hasn't gone yet, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, I shot last time. So.
So I will rally, which just generates momentum. We have a difficulty of 0 on it.
Sure.
So
does
Does
the
the ship
ship
assist
assist?
with that?
no ship
Okay.
assistance.
Can I assist with it?
Nope. You've taken your turn for
Ah.
the action for the turn. Yeah.
Halata gets all inspiring.
Yes.
Come on, crew.
We have family to rescue. Somehow I don't think any of my focuses apply here unless composure works.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, staying strong in the face of danger.
I got 3 successes, so we have 3 momentum now.
For momentum. And actually, Roxy, I'm at 4 threat, not 6.
Oh.
Unless I missed a bunch of threat that I got bought, but I didn't see any.
No, I think I just missed you.
Okay.
You may have.
Oh,
I knew
wait,
you
no,
retained
there's
momentum.
one. There's one I missed, so I'm at 5.
Everyone's to blame.
Everyone's to blame.
Thank you, Kat, for all the momentum and threat. It really does make the game like
It does.
extra wonky, and I love
yeah.
it.
So they're going to take their last 2 turns. The small ship is going to fire. Where's my? There we go.
That's the last gasp of a dying ship right there.
Yeah, we'll see how it does. 8, 1, 2. Actually, it hits. Doesn't hit very hard, but it does definitely hit. 6, So 5 damage to you. So that's just enough to hit your resistance. It doesn't do any damage to your shields. And then the commander on the other ship is actually going to have it shoot again.
He doesn't even want to talk.
No, fire first.
I think we're all tired of
He's
talking.
going to fire
Yes.
phaser. They're going to fire phaser arrays this time, though, because that makes sense. Oh, that does hit because you guys are at a 2 right now. That's fine. So phaser array 7. So 1, 2, 3, 7 damage.
Our shields are miraculously still up.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
9 damage.
Our shields are no longer up.
Did that and that drop the shields? Is that right?
We had one left, so
Okay.
it's 1 damage beyond our shields.
So you'll need to roll
Crap.
a
Breach.
breach. Actually, you roll 2 breaches because once the shields go down, there's a breach, and then another breach for the damage going over.
All right, so I'll roll 1 if someone wants to roll the other.
It's a
I got
D20.
it.
Yeah.
I got it. 8.
13.
That's sensors and structure.
All right, so we have 2 on sensors now. 1
Sensors
on
is
structure.
sensors is damaged, which means that everything with it is now more difficult. It's not the end of the world, but it definitely is not fun.
And structure means we really should do the shake.
Yeah.
I mean, you're acting about as good as the trained actors on the
Right?
fake ship.
I still
Um,
love the Steadicam version of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is going to end the turn. It goes to the top of the next round.
I would like to go first if you guys don't mind.
I think that's
So
a
I
great
can
idea.
get the shields
Please
back
do.
online.
Please do.
All right, so does someone want to
Shields,
help me
give
with
shields.
a roll of 10
10
that crits on 2?
that crits on 2. All right.
And you said this is 13 that crits on 5?
Yes. Or 13 that crits on
4.
4.
13 that crits on 4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Well, you got a 1 from me.
Praise God.
Or 1 success from me. I rolled a
So
3.
that's 5 successes.
Okay, so you have 3 extra that you can put into the shields.
So let's see. We start with those 2. That's 1 momentum. 2 momentum. 3 momentum. You said we had 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait.
You have 3 more momentum that you can spend to up the shields. You can still spend the stuff that's in your normal momentum pool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say our pool right now is at 5, and yours is at 6, Matt.
Did you get? Oh, so you have 5 more in the pool that you can spend.
Yeah. We've
I would
been
like-
chat's been buying stuff.
I would like to spend 1 more so we can be at 10 shields.
I think that sounds
Sweet.
great.
All right.
Fantastic. All right.
And then
Do-
I
You guys
will
want to
need-
hold on to momentum or hold on to the initiative, or you want to let it pass?
I would like to hold on to it and see if we can finish taking out that
Fantastic.
fighter.
That'll put you
Sounds
down
good.
at 2.
So that's you, Raz.
All
Phaser
right.
cannons.
All right. Cool. Just take out the last one. Or
Uh,
I could try to also hit the big one. If we
They're not in
want.
the same region, I think.
Yeah, we can't.
they are.
we can't,
They are not. I will
We
say
can't
this:
cluster.
the small one is going to have harder time targeting you this time because it doesn't have any sensors. The big guy has not really been hit enough for it to matter. And if you take out its shield, you could keep the momentum to try and beam him out of there.
And we just got
aim
our
for the
momentum
larger
from
one
chat.
then.
That'll put you guys at 3.
Go for the.
Okay. What weapon do we want to use? My suggestion would be either phaser cannons or photon torpedoes.
The cannons are going to be the better option.
Yes, let's do that then.
Cannons.
Well,
Okay.
the high.
All right.
What's up, Rob?
I was about to say the photon
All right.
torpedoes have an ability called high yield, and for each chevron we roll, if we get a breach, we get to breach another system.
Ah,
Cool.
that
All
sounds
right.
like we're leaning towards actually blowing them up. We
Okay.
don't want to do that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah. We just want to damage them enough so we can beam Rex off the ship. Okay, so I have my 2d20s. How much momentum do
You have 3 right now.
Okay. All right. So I guess, should I forego using one? Should we save the momentum or should I use it for this roll? What do you
I'm
think?
fine with you using some.
Yeah, it's fine. Use it.
I'll use one.
Okay. And then the ship is going to assist with weapons and security.
Ooh. I will take
The
my
ship-
security.
The ship gets 1 success.
I
the
will
ship-
take 4 successes.
Okay.
I rolled a 6, an 11, and a 2, and the 2 is crit for me, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That
All right, so
counts?
5 successes then.
Yeah. So you have 3 momentum. There are 3 that you can turn into momentum or just use as damage.
Damage
I feel
or
like damage
momentum,
is
yeah.
probably
Damage.
our best
Cool.
bet right now.
Okay.
Cool. Then go ahead and
So-
roll your damage dice.
Because it does have
right, what's
versatile
the
too.
tor-
So 8.
What's the cannons?
8.
The cannons have versatile?
Yes, they have versatile too.
Oh.
Phasers are awesome just across the board.
I have 8d6 here. All right, that's a 5 and a 6, so that's 2 events. And then it's just 3 and 4s, so that
Okay.
sucks.
Well, those 2 can get us 4 damage.
Yeah, so that's 4 damage.
So
I'm sorry. When you rolled the dice, what did you get? You got a 5 and a 2?
A 5 and a 6.
5 and a 6. So 5
Yeah,
and a
so
6.
that's
That'll put you
2
at
with
5.
events. Yeah.
It generates 4
Effects.
momentum. Do you want to turn that into damage as well? I take it.
what momentum are we at currently?
2. If you do 5 damage to it right now,
Mhm.
you're not going to do enough to do a breach. You may not even take down the shield much.
Okay.
Should we use
So,
it then?
Yeah.
I would use it for
So
damage.
you rolled 2 damage. You also rolled 2 effects. Those 2 effects make 4 more damage.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
So that's 6.
And
Plus,
This
wasn't
will put
there
you
a-
at 9.
Yep.
This will put you at 9 damage. Is that what you guys want to do?
I'm
Yeah.
fine with spending some
think
momentum on it too.
Yeah.
but-
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if we
It's-
want to do, we have 2 momentum left if we need to do that.
Cool. That drops their shields to 25%.
Okay.
And then no breach because that wasn't quite enough damage.
All right.
So are we out of momentum now?
No, you still have
No.
2 momentum on the table.
Okay.
If you want to hold on to the initiative, you'll be out of momentum.
Okay. sounds
my
good.
suggestion would be to do that and then have Halada roll to inspire us, so we can just regen momentum.
I'm cool with that plan.
That works.
Is everyone?
All right. Dice be kind.
Okay, so that's going to put you at 0 right now.
Luck be a lady.
The dice were not super kind. We got 1.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then chat just bought us one, so we're back at 2.
Thank you, chat.
Okay.
Well,
Uh,
nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Do you want to
Yep.
hold on to the momentum and maybe somebody
mean-
could fire from their console, which only requires the difficulty go up by 1? That is an option.
I mean, I can my my stuff for what is firing?
It's
The-
daring and security.
Security.
I think it'd be better.
It's a 13 for me.
That's
not
not
bad.
terrible. The other thing you could do is just do evasive actions. Like that's not the worst option.
Yeah, I
either.
mean, if you just want me to,
Yeah.
try to avoid.
Yeah, let's hold it so that we can.
Do
so
that.
you hold on
that.
to the initiative,
Okay.
and you guys go ahead.
All right, and that roll for evasive maneuvers was daring and con,
Daring,
correct?
daring and con, and then ship is going to
Structure and
assist with.
con.
There you go.
I got, let's see, combat maneuvers. So that is So I got a 3 and a 15, and a 15 is my target number. So 3 successes from me.
And
Okay.
I've got 1 as well.
So that's 2
Excellent.
momentum that you'll generate. It also make it more difficult to hit you, which is good.
Yes, please.
Anything else from you guys? That makes it my
That's-
turn, doesn't it?
That's your turn. We're all tapped here.
I'm spending a threat for the big ship to fire on you. It doesn't hit. The small ship is also going to fire at you, but I don't know that it's actually going to do anything.
Yay
Oh,
for the piloting!
It does hit, actually. That's
hilarious.
odd. Let me go look up its stats now that I'm not ready for this. Rolled really well there. So 2.
We leave it alone for 1 second.
Right?
1 second. And they come. See, this is why we don't mess with Cardassians, because they're annoying like that.
7 damage.
7.
Yeah.
Dang.
All right.
They hit
and
hard,
then
y'all.
Commander is actually going to try and boost the shields back up. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
we did it to them.
Yeah.
I know.
Several
I know,
times.
but
Their
still.
shields go up there now at 50% shields.
We got to
Instead
have
of
that good old
25.
submarine battle.
Mhm.
And it is top of the round for you guys.
Do you want me to do combat maneuvers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we're going to start is combat maneuvers.
I think
Fantastic. Go ahead and roll your daring con. Or I think it's daring con, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
it still daring for combat? Okay, yeah. I think
Attack
anything
pattern
combat.
and evasive action
Yeah.
are both daring.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
And
good.
then the ship assists with
Structure
Weapons
and
con.
con.
Evasive is structure con, yeah.
That's
Weapons
3
is
again.
attack pattern is weapons con.
It's a 5 and a 7.
Structure 8, con 3. Yeah, that's a success.
Okay. So was this evasive or was this
Attack pattern.
attack pattern?
It's weapons and con for the ship, bro.
Oh,
For attack
it
pattern.
still gets it.
Cool.
Okay. That's
What
cool.
does the
So
attack
that puts
pattern
2
do for
momentum
us?
in your pool.
What does the attack pattern do for us?
It makes it easier to hit,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. It drops the difficulty in the hit factor.
Okay.
Yeah, she's basically piloting into a place where I can
So that leaves you with 4 momentum. Do you guys want to hold on to the initiative or let it pass?
I think it's pretty silly to drop evasive maneuvers and then immediately
And then
let them
not
shoot
do
us.
anything, then let them shoot us. Yeah.
I
I
will
think
warn
it's
you, we
probably
are
good.
running dangerously low on energy.
So do we need to pump up the energy first and then fire?
That would. I mean, we have 2 energy left.
Okay, so
Firing will take 1 energy.
Then yeah, I think we need to do that.
Yeah, let's recharge and then we'll let Rosrin fire.
Fantastic. So, I would say that puts you at 2, but nobody bought momentum. So that does put you guys at 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm just gonna
so
stop doing the one in chat. It takes too long.
Yeah, that's fair. Robbie, you're doing power.
Yep. Yeah, power management. If someone could roll, there's no ship assistance.
Yeah, no, it's just you're gonna generate
because
stuff.
it is the ship.
Okay. Power management. Okay, so we have regained. I got 3 successes. We needed 2, so that regenerates 1, and then I'm gonna spend another 1 to regenerate up to 4.
Okay. Yes, gotcha. So
Yeah.
that's perfect. All right.
And then we're
you
gonna
might-
hold one more time
Yep.
Okay.
and let Rosrin go.
Go ahead.
All right. Cool. All right. So I have my 2. I assume we're doing the cannons and we're going for the big ship, or are we taking out the little one?
We still want to focus on the big one, I think, because we want to get out of here.
Yeah, we're trying to get him off that ship. So
All right. So I have my 2.
we have no momentum.
Right.
Okay.
So, but
What
you'll roll
about-
your 2, and then the ship will still roll 1.
Yeah.
Right. Remind me again using values.
So you can enact a value to use determination, which gives you a crit, and then you roll your dice. But your value has to apply to the situation either in reinforcing the value or working directly against the value.
Okay.
And working directly against the value has longer term consequences, and they're not necessarily bad, but it changes who your character is.
Right.
If that
My
makes sense.
argument is, I don't know. We'll see. I'll posit that I have lives are sacred because we're trying to save Rex.
Oh no,
mean,
I
just don't want
100% am
Kardashians.
behind you on this. Yes, lives are sacred, and getting that trill off there is very important.
Lives are
Yes.
sacred, and we're willing to murder every Cardassian to prove it.
That's what I say. It's a little, but whatever. Okay.
So yeah,
I'll get
go
a
ahead.
crit.
So that'll give you a crit, and then you'll roll your dice. The ship will still roll weapons and security as well.
All right, rolling. 10 out of 12, both unders, so 1 success.
That
No,
is
two
a
successes.
that is a 3, which will be 2 successes.
So that's 6. You needed 1, so you have 5 extra damage you're going to do, unless you want that as a momentum.
Yes. No, I
So-
will take
No,
the
damage
5.
is good, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So go
So
ahead and
8d6.
roll. What now? I'm sorry.
8d6 for the
Yeah.
damage.
8.
And what were you firing?
Uh-huh.
This is cannons.
Phaser cannons.
Cannons.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
We are at 1 momentum from chat.
Oh, yes.
Perfect.
Yes. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3 with effect, because I got a 6, 6, and 5. So that's 3 with effect. Then I got a 1, a 2, another 6. I'm sorry. So make that 3 6s and a 5, so 4 with effect. And then I got a 1, 1, and a 2.
So
So
7.
that's 8
So-
damage baseline.
14
Oh,
or
yeah,
13
yeah,
then.
8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
And
13, and then
boom,
you
baby.
got 4 dice that caused effect.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so
So
that
you're going to
is
get at least
8
2 more
momentum.
damage. So that puts you at 15 because you'll cap.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that puts you at 16 because there was already 1. So 16 damage is actually going to cause several hull breaches.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah.
We don't want to go
Yeah.
further than that.
Let's stop there.
Because if I roll really badly, this could kill the ship.
Yeah.
Well, we
Oh,
will.
that would be a huge.
Well,
no.
what we'll
All
do is we'll
lives are
spend
sacred.
2 momentum and have
Ooh.
Halada order the engineer to beam him on board. He might be a little
As
frostbitten, but he'll be okay.
As soon as the shields are down, we beam them out as an interrupt.
Yeah.
Well, we
Okay,
need to
I can
drop
actually
our
use-
shields for that.
I can actually
Good-
use my
good
action
news,
to
bad
create
news.
advantage. So
Good news, bad news.
Bad
You
bad
did
news first,
3.
please.
You did 3 breaches, all to the structure, because it's
Oh.
actually the widest range of options. The good news is you needed 4 to cause an actual problem. So it was real close.
All right.
They take a pretty solid hit. You guys have a bunch of momentum. I assume you're going to hold on to the initiative,
yes.
and then
Oh,
you're
did
going
we get
to.
did we get more momentum? We only had 1.
Yeah, no, her roll, every effect gives 2 momentum.
Oh.
It capped
Yeah.
us, and then she did extra damage on top of that because she was over
Okay.
cap.
Because we
I
didn't
can't
want to
help
do
it if
overkill.
Rosrin's so good. I can't help his awesomeness
'Cause-
at the weapons. I'm sorry.
5
So the
more
shields are
damage probably
still
would have
up,
exploded the
correct?
shield.
Yeah.
No, their shields are down. Their shields
Okay.
are gone.
So I'm gonna order to beam him aboard then. So we'll have to drop our
Fantastic.
shields, but
So
I'm gonna use
let's.
create advantage so that our shields can pop back up as fast as possible. If that's okay. If that's something I can do.
Yeah, that's 2 momentum to do that.
Okay.
2 momentum to hold on to the initiative, so that's going to put us back down to 2 momentum in the pool. So you're going to command the engineer, who's on a 13, or I'm sorry, yeah, he's still on a 13. He's going to crit on a 4. And then the ship assists. I don't remember what teleporters go off of.
Transporters is control
Sensors
engineering and sensors
engineering.
engineering.
So somebody roll sensors and engineering. Unfortunately, sensors and engineering.
Is got a difficulty up, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah. 'cause
I'm not
we've
going
been
to
hit
up the
twice.
No, that makes sense. So your difficulty is actually 2 higher.
Okay.
All right.
So what's your transporter? So normally it would be a
2
2.
plus modifiers, so it'd be 4.
So it'd be 4 difficulty. So you're rolling.
Crap.
Now you can buy extra dice. You still have a momentum for that. You can also give me threat to buy dice. You just can't buy more than 3 dice total.
Do you have a value that we could enact determination and get those 2 automatic successes?
No, because we're having an NPC do this.
Oh,
I guess
I'm-
Halada
I'm
could.
ordering it, and
Yeah,
I follow my
yeah.
lead as a talent, but that's not it.
No.
yeah, be your
The
value.
crew is family. Is a
Yep,
value.
that'll work. That'll
There
do
we
it.
go.
That does it.
All right, so I suggest we do buy an additional momentum or die still.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll for the engineer. By the way, chat, if you wanted to, give this engineer a name, all you have to do is tip a little bit of money, and Roxanne's going to push a button to put the tips back up there, because I know she's on top of that. There you go. If you want to give this support character a name, and he will stick around for forever, you're welcome to do it. We'd be happy to see that tip come in. And if you want to spend a
Absolutely
lot of money, we'll not only name him, but we'll put him in charge of Chevron. Like
That makes him the captain. So
Yeah.
yeah, not Phlox. Threx has just been hiding in the back, like managing the power.
yep.
All right,
So
does
go
someone
ahead.
want to roll an 11 on the d20 for
Yeah.
the ship?
I got a 5.
Okay,
All right, so we started with 2,
this will put you
3,
at 3. You
4, 5. We got 5 successes and a complication.
just need. Yes, I'm gonna take.
Oh,
Oh.
no. God.
And you take that as are
Well-
you taking it as threat? You said.
I'm not taking it as threat.
He's pondering
Okay.
what to do
He's
to us.
gonna give it to us. Yeah, he's giving it to us.
Yep.
We're gonna.
Crap.
Oh, I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to give any ideas. He's
Yeah,
probably
don't
already thinking my
idea.
idea
No,
anyway.
Sickbay informs you that Captain Rex is on board and unconscious.
Okay.
The shields are back up.
Uh-huh.
It is their turn.
Yep.
So, if you guys succeed and don't get blown up right now, you can evasive maneuver and fly away. I will let you guys get away. If you don't die, that's
If we
No,
don't
Okay.
I mean, that's
or
fair.
if I don't take out your engines.
shortest season ever. Everyone else has to.
The
We're
small
on the
ship.
Defiant. It's not the Serenidus, so it's just us guys.
We just
small
have
ship,
to roll their
ironically-
characters and have a funeral for all 4 of our characters, and it would be really tragic.
The small ship does actually hit.
Of
Uh,
course it
okay.
does.
It does 3 damage.
Oh, okay.
Lord.
Yeah, no, it's not enough to get past the resistance. I'm aware. The big ship.
Tries. It tries.
The big ship also hits. Roll back down, and it does more dice.
It's been fun serving with y'all.
Yeah.
David says, "Don't die and take me with you."
Pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
9 damage, which ironically is not enough for a breach. Unless that drops shield,
Nice.
but I don't think it does.
Nope. We still have 4 shields, so let's just get out of Dodge.
And Gray.
Petra, get us the hell out of
Absolutely.
here.
Unless we want to open up the photon torpedoes or quantum torpedoes on them.
It's
I
As we
would.
depart,
somewhat tempting, but
Just
Let's
the
get
world.
going.
let's just fly,
let's be
y'all.
the bigger people.
Can I get so top of the round? I'm gonna need control daring and con from our con officer. You're gonna be at a difficulty of 4 because you're avoiding asteroids and attempting to go to warp as soon as you get out. So
And that
Sounds
would
good.
be engines con for.
Can I go
Yes.
ahead and take our last momentum, y'all, and just to?
Yes.
Or wait.
Go for it.
Let me
You
check.
were
Let me
at-
check my values because I might be willing to spend a determination. Protecting the crew is worth the risk.
sure, I was also gonna accept.
There you go.
But he's so cute.
He's so cute.
No, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Is that an
you-
inside joke about John and I when we were dating? 'Cause that was a thing that happened.
I just wanted to check to see if Halada was a veteran.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll an action die because you spent your value. If it comes up a chevron, you get to keep your
Oh yeah,
determination. I don't know what any of the other ones do, but I also have veteran.
Yes, Stevie 750 to name a support character.
Oh, what now?
Mm. Yay,
or $5,
Stevie.
or just $5. You know,
Yeah,
through
$5.
our Streamlabs
$5 will name
donation.
this character. He'll get a plaque somewhere.
For
So
$10, we
awesome.
won't kill him.
Or
Hey,
for $30, we will. No, I'm
In a
kidding.
very tragic way.
is veteran a talent, Rob?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh no, I don't have that.
Okay.
So we've got 2 on the board, and then Roxy, you want to roll for daring and con,
did,
and then
and-
somebody's rolling for engine and con.
Yeah, I got the ship since I have the stats up.
Okay, so I bought one. I did re-roll the complication that I rolled, but I still got 2 successes.
So that's still 4, which is
Yeah,
what you
and
needed.
5 from the ship.
Okay, so that'll put you
Nice.
back at 2 momentum.
Woohoo.
You guys book it out of there. It's some fancy flying in the ship.
He knows some maneuvers.
Yeah.
I
Victor,
was in
you
the
noticed-
Falcon Squadron, so
Victor, this ship moves better than the Serenitis by far. In fact, it moves better than a lot of the fighters you were in.
Ooh.
And you hit the warp and warp off, and that's when internal communication chimes from the medical bay.
okay.
Commander, that's you.
Go ahead.
Commander, something's wrong with the captain.
I'm just gonna go down to sick bay.
Yeah.
It's not very far.
Yeah.
Victor does, or I stand up and I say I would like to accompany.
Yeah,
Autopilot.
somebody
Push
slides
the
into the
autopilot button.
con.
Yeah, there's somebody cover.
There's always like 6 guys just waiting off camera for someone to get up so they can slide into that spot.
Lieutenant
Should we
Iraq,
have the-
would you like to go as well with your knowledge of trill biology?
Yeah, I would like to.
All right.
Captain Rex
I
was
will
also
take
my-
the
Yes.
lead.
Hey, Stevie, thanks for the tip. Tell either send me something in chat on Twitch or on the what's that called?
Discord.
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 Thank you. Or send it to Roxy. Either way. Maynard.
Menard.
Maynard. You
Menard.
can save big
Lord,
money, I
Maynard.
hear.
It's gotta
Oh
be
my
Menard.
God.
It's
we
gotta
have
be a
Menard.
Midwest joke, right?
We have
Uh,
Minkler, Dinkler, and Menard. I love it.
Menard.
He could be
Doesn't Minkler have a cousin, Pinkler?
Um,
Something like that?
he does, but
Doesn't
Winkler. It's Winkler.
Winkler.
It's
He could be
Winkler,
Maynard
and
T.
Minkler.
Was it Maynard T. Krabs from the Many Loves of Dobie
The Many
Gillis?
Loves of Dobie Gillis.
Oh
Yes.
my.
Good, good stuff, Maynard.
Say, Stevie, also, why don't you let us know what species he is, and if you have any questions on what that could look like, you know.
Well, we have
there's a lot of
suggestions. We
options.
have all kinds
Also-
of material for you to
And he
reuse.
did save big monies by
Yep.
naming him Menard. So,
Menard.
Wonderful.
so
And,
There's gonna be so many Nards jokes in this game from now on.
so
Ed Cannon, he's the beatnik.
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
The 3 of you head down to the sick bay, which is basically a closet. It's really not that big. It's got like 2 beds in it, and not even the doctor stands outside in the hallway to like write his notes down. Like there's nowhere for him to even sit and have a desk. The captain is sitting there. There's also another crewman in there. During the hull breach, crew members get hurt. It's not unheard of. The scans on the of the captain do not look familiar to Halada or to Victra. However, Rosrin, what you recognize immediately is that the symbiote is somehow being disrupted.
Like the connection between the symbiote and Rex
Yes.
is disrupted.
And Victra, because I'm assuming you get closer than you mean to before you realize you're doing it,
Yeah, probably.
you can hear Rex mumbling that he can't hear it anymore. That he can't hear Rex.
He says he can't. He says he can't hear the symbiote.
Yeah.
Um,
Rosalind says, "Yeah, right here. I can see that it's been disrupted somehow, probably through the transporter."
Get the
That's
doctor back in
actually,
here and fix this.
That's going to be a great time for us to take a break for tonight. We're
break.
going to take a 10-minute break.
no!
Stretch your legs, hit the restroom, talk to the cat who's being a jerk and staring at me very angrily. But we will be back in about 10 minutes. I actually, hold on, I have things to read. I forgot. I have a whole script.
Un whole
Hey,
script.
don't forget that you should follow us. Hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button. We appreciate both of those. If you have an Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free through Twitch Prime. It doesn't cost you anything. The only thing you have to do is remember to do it every month. But hey, that's not that big of a deal. It does give money to the channel at no cost to you, and it takes a little bit of money out of Jeff Bezos' pocket, and I'm all for that. He's not going to notice. But we will be back in about 10 minutes. So stick around, and we'll see you back in 10. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Voyages of here on Rook and Rasp. Before we get back into the story and we find out how terribly they mangled up a captain by a bad transportation complication, I want to remind you guys that tomorrow, By Leaps and Bounties is back. It's a pre-recorded show, I'm told. It's going to air a little earlier at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. That's 3:30 p.m. Pacific, or 1:30 p.m. if you're in Hawaii, because I know we have so many Hawaii viewers, right?
Hey, you know what? Maybe it's because I never included them in the thing, and now they're just going to
True.
come flooding
Yeah,
in.
now they're just going to come flooding. Also, coming on Thursday is Growing Shadows. This is the penultimate episode for 6 years of storytelling, essentially.
Five.
Okay. So this is the penultimate episode, and then 2 weeks from Thursday will be the final episode. So definitely check those out. It's been a really good game so far, or I guess a couple of games so far, and you should definitely check those out. If you haven't seen any of the Growing Shadows, it's all available on our YouTube, and you can catch Wooden Dojo over on your podcast apps. Just look for Wooden Dojo.
Yep.
And it'll be right there. And next Monday we'll be back. I'll be running the game. It'll be episode 2 of season 2, and it's an episode called "A Breath of Fresh Air." And we're going to a fabled place here in Star Trek. We're going to Risa. So, yeah,
Oh wait,
Yay.
I'm in that episode, aren't I?
you are.
Ah. Oh my gosh, Rosrin on Rise. Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, that'll be next week. We'll be going to Risa in A Breath of Fresh Air. And I would like to say we have, not just myself and Rob, who all have been running stuff the whole time. John Kennedy is coming back to run stuff, and his episodes the second half of last season were phenomenal. Roxy, who ran stuff the first half of the season, is coming back, so she's running an episode. And then Roxy's ghostly half, who isn't with us but is often in our ears and helping out, who runs Growing Shadows, he's going to run an episode as well. So that's all stuff coming up, and they're all from the captain's logs or other logs, maybe the temporal agent logs, who knows. They all look like really interesting stories, so definitely check those out. I'm actually getting to play several times this game, and that'll be this season, so that'll be fun too. And then I know we've got there's some workings on Seriously Let's Play. Nothing in the concrete yet, but we are definitely working on those and coming back from the hiatus. That breather there that we all took. So that's coming up.
Much needed, by the way.
Yeah.
Much needed.
So don't go too far, because we'll be here doing shows Mondays and Tuesdays for a while, and then Saturdays will pop up here and there, and we'll keep them going.
Sundays in August. So.
Oh yeah, Sundays in August. I forgot. I'm on that show, where I will hopefully be able to get my voice to go a little more feminine. We'll see how that works.
Just get breathier and do a vocal fry, and you'll get the sultry.
Listen, I'm doing way better. 2 weeks ago, I sounded like the evil villain version of me, and I'm not that way anymore. So,
I mean, that sounds kind of cool, though, too.
It did, except that I kept wanting to like stroke my cat and plot things. It was just.
I bet Duke was fine with that. He was like, "Yes."
No, he doesn't want to sit there and let me pet him. He wants to sit just outside of my reach and have me pet him. That's the perfect place to be.
Cats.
What are you gonna do?
So we'll get back to the story. The three of you are standing in sickbay. Rex or Marzon, because we're not sure he's a Rex right now. Marzon is almost like he's in a fever kind of haze. He's kind of mumbling to himself. A little bits here and there can be picked up. He's calling for people. Rosrin, you recognize a couple of the names as his past hosts, or as Rex's past hosts. And the doctor just kind of like, I have basic training in trill biology, but I've not seen anything. This isn't covered anywhere. And Rosrin, you haven't seen anything like this before. You've never really heard of a disconnection like this, really.
Well, that's comforting.
Yeah. Why the hell are you the doctor on this ship then if you can't even handle the person that we were coming to get?
Real quick, Victor, I would like you to roll
Okay.
insight and command
Okay.
because he outranks you, and I want to see if you recognize that or not. It's going to be a difficulty of 2. You're a little hot
Victra-
under the collar.
Victra actually, I feel like that's actually one of her past things. Is she is known to go up against people who.
I just want to I want you to see if you realize it once it's come out of your mouth before your commander goes, hey.
Well, I got a 7 and a 4.
Oh yeah,
and my insight command is a 12. So yes, I did understand.
So you as soon as you say it, you look at the pips and see the third one there. It may be blacked out, but it's still he does outrank you.
He's still there's a reason I'm only a lieutenant.
He says, Lieutenant, I am doing everything I know to do, but trill biology is complicated at best, especially when there's joining. And I can keep him as stable as possible, but I'm not sure how to redo the connections. This may be something that we have to go back to Trill Prime for.
And yeah, we'll have the engineers check and see if they can figure out what went wrong with the transport and if there's any way to find something in the logs to help. And honestly,
well, how far are we from there? Trill can only last a day or 2, maybe.
I can keep him in a good stasis. It's not the physical connection that's broken. It is the synapses. So the symbiote is still getting nutrients and will continue to get nutrients. And even if it wasn't, I could stabilize that. But the mind of the host and the mind of the symbiote are not syncing correctly.
I mean, is his pattern still in the transport buffer? Is there any way that we could?
We could try, but frankly, we don't have. If Chief O'Brien were here and not on Earth, maybe. I'm not comfortable asking one of our essentially junior officers to try and figure this out. I wouldn't want.
Respectfully, Doctor, I've heard enough, and I leave.
What are you gonna do?
And I go back to my chair and I start driving us somewhere.
Driving.
Y'all don't know.
Trill, go to Trill.
That's where she's going. She throws the guy out of her seat and.
I'm going to make it in order so that you don't have to be insubordinate.
Oh, thank you. But I'm good at
Saving you from yourself. Saving you from yourself.
I will sort of be listening in on the comms, and I'm like, you may want to move out of her seat before she gets back.
Can I roll for hand-to-hand combat?
I roll for hand-to-hand combat.
Picks up the kid and throws him through this view screen.
Oh man!
Can I get Halada to give me a presence command roll? Difficulty is going to be a 2, and this is going to be about fixing some of the ship.
Okay, presence commands. Difficulty 2.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at with momentum?
We're at 2 momentum right now.
Oh, are we at 2? I thought we were at 1.
I've got 2 in front of me, and I'm going to err on the side of more for you guys.
Thank you.
I'll spend 1.
You'll spend 1? Okay.
Well,
so now we're down to 1, Roxy, because you just spent 1. You did all that work just to. That's perfect. What did you get?
2 successes.
2 successes. Fantastic. You you get the engineering crew to start working. They have repaired one of the breaches to the structure. It's going to be time before they can get the other two. They're estimating 8 hours. You are about 40 minutes from the wormhole, and from the wormhole to Trill is going to be about 16.
Okay.
And that's at very high warp. You are exceeding the speeds allowed by one of the treaties, but only because it's an emergency. You basically have your ambulance lights on,
Sure.
and that's what makes it okay. So,
Just a couple of red shirts out there just waving in the wind as they drive through.
They're doing semaphore.
yeah. Oh,
Out
that's
there in
where
spacesuits.
Minkler is.
Oh no.
Yep.
Poor Minkler.
He's actually down with it. He loves it.
Okay.
They do repair one of the sensor breaches as well. So you have sensors at normal, but they're not erratic so much as they're just not getting the right focus that they could. Can you give me someone give me a sensor sweep? Difficulty is actually going to be a 1. I know it's normally a 0, but it is a 1.
Can we have our engineer Maynard do it?
Yes, he's going to be at a 12 though, and he does not crit on anything other than a 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think at that point I can do it as
I was gonna say
well
I
or
have
better.
Yeah. Sensor sweep. What is that? Reason and science.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
reason
not any
science.
better. Never mind. I fly things.
He does get 1 success.
Fantastic. So as you're at high warp, the Keldon class ship that you fought is behind you. It is not gaining on you, but it is not losing any distance. There are 2 other Keldon class ships coming at you as well, and they're coming at an angle that they will be able to catch you. And they are not together. They've kind of triangulated you, and they're bringing a pincer maneuver in.
Awesome.
How dare they try to pinch me?
So I assume everybody's made it back to the bridge by now.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, if Rosrin can help in any kind of way, like if like scanning him might help in any way, like stabilizing or anything that he can see, just to help in any kind of way, he'd offer to do that.
Give me an insight medicine roll. Difficulty's going to be a 1.
Yeah. Okay. Because he'll okay, insight medicine. Okay, that's a 13.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah. And triage, would that help?
Yeah. What's your medicine at, though?
3.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then you'll crit on 3s. Yeah.
Okay. Do we still have to say when we roll a 19?
You absolutely do.
Well, yeah.
Did you take that as threat, Matt?
I'm thinking, but yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take it as threat.
Is it 1 or 2 when you do that?
That's just 1. So even though Victra believes that he's incompetent, from the quick look at what he has done so far, he's doing about as well as any non-Trill could. Like, he's got the symbiote stabilized by itself and the host stabilized separately, and he is monitoring both like on their own. He's also clearly referenced the appropriate texts about Trill symbiosis. There's not much you can really do down here. And there's also, like, he's got a couple of nurses, but there's not a lot of room down here. So
yeah, well, he didn't know, but he thought he would, if there was anything he could do, he would. But if there isn't, and things look at least as well as, he will go and help them so they can at least get to Trill.
Fantastic. So
home, baby. Coming home.
as Irex kind of comes on to the bridge, that's when Menard leans over and says, "Commander, if you look at the screen for a second," he kind of pulls it up, and you see a sector map, and you see the ship behind you as a blip, and the ship you're in, and then you see two other ships kind of in a Y pattern from where you're at, kind of coming at you. Victor, can you give me insight and con real quick?
While she does that,
Surely.
I want to confirm. So we had one structure breach that's been repaired.
Mm-hmm.
One of the sensor breaches has been repaired, and we still have a weapons breach.
You should have two other structure breaches. There were 3 total, because 4 would have killed you, or 4 would have disabled you.
He rolled and
Or no, I'm
get
sorry.
the-
No, you're absolutely right. No, that was on the other ship. Yeah. So you had
Yeah.
one
Oh,
structure
okay.
breach that's been repaired,
Okay.
and one of the sensor breaches has been repaired. The weapons is still breached, and there's still one more sensor that needs to be.
Awesome. That I didn't think we were on the same page there, which is why I wanted to come back to
Oh,
it.
sorry, I forgot
Sorry,
to.
that is also my fault. The difficulty is 2, so you got 2. There is a there's a possibility that if you push the engines farther than they should be by spec, that you might be able to make it to the Serenitis before these ships can pinch you.
I relay that to the commander.
The problem is it could also flood decks with radiation. If it doesn't, even if it works right, it would be pushing it past safety protocols. So there's some danger in that choice.
Evacuate those decks and let me do it.
Is there room enough to evacuate those decks?
It won't be all fun and games, but you can definitely.
Then yeah, let's do that.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to need the engineer to roll on a 13. He's going to be rolling reason and engineering to make sure that
We
happens.
need Anbara for this. That's who
Right.
we need.
Menard is now the chief engineer on this ship. Just FYI.
Nice. Nice.
All right.
Look at that,
Excellent.
Stevie. My, how they grow.
There you go.
All right. Does
There you
someone wish
go.
to aid them with this?
Yeah. Actually, the ship's going to aid them with
Okay.
engines and engineering. Yeah, that makes sense.
Engines and engineering. So that would be a 12. Someone
I
wants
just
to roll
rolled a
that. What's the
6 on a
difficulty?
die.
Fantastic.
What's
so
the
that's one
difficulty?
from the ship. Got a 6.
What's the difficulty, Matt?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a difficulty 2.
2? Okay. That is a 3 and a 12.
So that'd be 2 other successes. Actually, made 3 other successes. So that's 4. So you'll get 2 momentum. You start to push the engines. There is some. When you drive a car that's a little bit older and it starts to shudder on the highway for no reason whatsoever, and then suddenly you get enough speed and it stops, and you're like, oh, what have I traveled into? Like, there's a point in time when you start to push the engines up to that level, everything starts to rattle to the point that, like, everyone's teeth are rattling. And then suddenly it just cuts off, and you're going at warp 9.95, which is almost as fast as it's possible to go.
Nice.
Boy.
The ship behind you starts to fall back a little bit. The other 2 ships are trying to make adjustments, but obviously are not prepared for that kind of speed.
I mean,
So I'm not super familiar with the science of Star Trek. Like, I really should go watch more of it. Can we warn them that we're inbound with 3 ships on our tail?
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
absolutely.
So we're doing that.
Yeah.
I would like that's a solid idea, and I like that idea. However, where's my comms?
Our communications are down.
Let's have you do open hailing frequencies. We're going to call this difficulty of 2 because there's an attempt to jam you.
Sure.
Well,
It's control and engineering. You can have the engineer do it. I'm fine with that. We have him
Okay.
floating around for fun.
And the ship is comms and engineering.
Yeah.
So comms and communication and
Yes,
engineering.
communications, not con. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I have a hearing issue, so I just
So the engineer's still rolling on a 13 and
yeah,
critting on a 4.
communications and engineering would be an 11.
Okay, perfect.
I'll roll for the ship.
That is a 4 and an 8.
So there's 2. Or that's 3. Sorry.
I should not have rolled for the ship.
Did you get a complication?
I did.
Yeah. So you're going to gain a momentum because the difficulty was 2. You do get the signal through. Captain Threx accepts the signal, or like it comes on screen, and he says, "Commander, is everything okay?"
No, we're coming in hot. There's gonna be 3 whatever class.
Cardassian
Please.
warships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
following us.
It's
Like,
not okay.
Pretty close behind.
I will pull the fleet. You give him an ETA, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll pull the fleet. We should be able to pull back a couple of the Saber class ships. It will be more than a match, and it'll be their decision on whether or not to fight you. But once you rendezvous here, we'll get the captain back to the binary. That shouldn't be a problem.
We actually need to get him to the Trill homeworld.
What happened?
Transporter malfunction. Both the symbiote and the host body are stable, but they are not communicating with each other.
Well, that's interesting. Okay. Well, if we have to hold this side of the wormhole, I still feel confident that without the Defiant, we can probably do that against those 3 ships, at least long enough for more of ours to get here. Just be careful. And as he says, be careful, Victra, one part of your panel just flashes bright red, and an alert pops up. The engines are there's some sort of feedback in the engines that are causing it to either you're going to slow down or something's going to explode.
Yep. Gotta brace yourselves. We're gonna slow down.
All right.
I don't know why. I don't know why your accent suddenly became that, but that's what. Brace yourselves. We're gonna slow down.
Can I get?
Hold on to your britches.
Can I get Victor? Can I get you to roll? We'll call it a daring con. Difficulty is going to be a 4. The ship can roll engineering and engines and con to assist.
Just because I have that cautious con value, I would ask that I could spend one of our momentum. We have 4 by my
Go
count.
for it.
We do, and now that'll put us down to 3.
I would like to not explode.
Yes, exploding would be very bad.
Yeah, we got to throw rocks from the
Very
ceiling and
bad to explode.
And then, we got to do way more shaking than I want to do right now.
Let me re-roll one of these 20s. Just a second.
Oh no!
One of these countries.
The other
no!
that's 2 successes.
That's one from the ship.
one
so
for the ship.
3 total. Yeah. So hopefully we don't blow up too bad, guys. I'm sorry.
So as you're trying to decelerate the ship, the engines, there's something erratic going on, and you realize very quickly that you have 2 options: drop out of warp, or potentially see an explosion that could throw you out of warp anyway.
I'm gonna. Yeah. I'm coming out of warp. Hold on.
Hopefully they overshoot us.
That's what I'm hoping.
So as you guys drop out of
Clamping
warp,
onto
it
this
is.
piece.
Yeah, as you drop out of warp, the inertial dampeners kind of cut off for a second. You're tossed around a lot. Nobody is injured on the bridge, but immediately, Rosrin, you start getting damage reports of crewmen who were evacuated from the decks that they were on that have been kind of tossed around. There's a lot of bumps and bruises. There's a broken arm. Nothing terrible, but enough that like the crew is heavily affected by this.
I just imagine Halada flying through like a dark helmet from Spaceballs.
Yes. No, Halada's like flies out of the chair and then lands on her feet with no problem
exactly.
whatsoever.
Yeah. Vacation is fine.
So you guys are kind of tossed around. As the ship comes out, you also spin a little bit. The engines are not in a good condition, and you come to a dead stop. You have a few minutes before the Cardassians get here. There is a planetary body with rings around it. and that is the only option you have, really.
Try to hide in those.
That would be the best option you can see, just from a quick look.
All right, get us moving and get us in those rings before they get here.
And we're going to call
Alrighty.
that a scene change, so we're actually going to lose a momentum from the pool. Now we're going to play hide and seek.
Sounds
Yup.
good.
So I need, let's go with a plot course. So reason and con with the ship helping with computers and con. Also,
And-
shield should be full and power should be back to full. Just FYI, before we get into this combat.
Okay.
Engineering has not had any progress on any of the breaches. They've been dealing with the engines and how they're reacting. But the reason con and computers con difficulty is 4. We have 2 momentum,
Yeah,
and we
I'm
do.
gonna-
You
I'm-
still can.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
ask if I can go ahead and use one for that reroll.
Oh yeah.
And I would also say you have threat to spend. Like, this is a tough roll,
Sure.
so don't hesitate to use threat.
Well,
I know I
and-
say that.
Astro navigation counts for this, right? Because I do have a
Absolutely.
focus
Yeah.
in astrogation. Okay.
And what is the ship rolling?
Computers con.
Computers con?
Okay. Reason. You said reason con. So that's
Yeah.
a 13. That's 2 successes from me.
Okay.
That
isn't great.
is 2 successes from the ship.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank goodness.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you guys slide into what you thought was one ring on just a quick pass by, but it's actually like 5 layers of rings. And you slide between them without causing any real dust ripple or anything. And that's almost exactly when the Keldon class ship drops out of warp. Your sensors are telling you probably have 10 minutes before the other two ships are here. They were clearly tracking you as you were shooting towards the Serenitis.
Are you still at 6 threat, Matt?
I am.
Okay, we are at 2.
Unless you wanna-
Oh, we
momentum.
don't have.
Just let you know.
What now?
We're all just sitting there like.
Oh yeah. It's like that scene in The Hunt for Red October.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, at least from this vantage point, we don't have to worry about blowing up the ship anymore.
So,
So we can-
Halada, you have a couple of options. You can direct the engineering team to work on the engines. It's not a breach, but something has to be done about the engines to get you guys moving. Or you can have them work on one of the 2 breaches that are left on the ship. It depends on what you want to do, but they can't do more than one at a time and be efficient at it.
I want them to work on the engines because I want to get these ships to where we have an advantage instead of where we are hiding.
So, here's what I'm going to suggest. This is, I normally I don't like the long-term challenges. I forget what they're called because that's how much
Extended tasks.
extended tasks. But we are going to do an extended task, and it's all going to be about command. And I'm probably going to lean heavily on Chevrin and Halada because you both are wearing red shirts. It's your job. But if anybody
I
else
have a
wants to
3.
kick in, and suggest something, I'm all for it, and we can even go outside of command roles for this. But you're going to need a total of 10 successes before you would to fix it, to talk people through ideas before there is before you get to 5 rolls,
Okay.
if that makes sense. So you need
10 successes,
Okay.
5 rolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who wants to start? And if you just want to do command and like presence, like go down there and cheer people on, or reason, like whatever you want to do, if you can tell me exactly how you want to do it and it makes sense, I'm all for it. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'll do reason command and let them like bounce ideas off of me and try to direct them into like a cohesive path.
Fantastic. So there's not going to be a lot of momentum to be generated here. You do have 1 momentum currently, 2 momentum currently, because somebody bought one and I missed it. So feel free to use those, but keep in mind that like there's only so many, and you cannot assist on these rolls, and the ship is not assisting. The ship is being repaired. So if you want to go ahead and do that, go right for it.
I'll use one and I'll let Chevrin use the other, and we'll see where we go from there.
Okay.
If we want to
So
start giving you threat or
So,
not.
so you're all about doing some reason. So let's go ahead and do that. Reason and command.
Can I say survival applies? It doesn't matter. I didn't roll low enough, but I got 2 successes.
2 successes. That's good. Okay.
That's what we need.
Menard comes up onto the bridge. You've got like this little computer in the back that brings up a holographic image of the ship. He brings it into the engines, and he starts talking to you about the engines and what's going on. And you're like, "Well, have we tried this? Have we tried like?" And the two of you start bouncing ideas back and forth. Your rudimentary knowledge, like not that you're no engineer,
Right.
but you make him think about it from a more basic level, which pulls him out of like the deep thoughts that engineers get into sometimes to kind of look at it a different way. It really does help bring him around. Shavrin, how about you? What do you want to do?
Um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my coat, roll up my sleeves, and I'm gonna go help them. And I would like to use control command as sort of keeping them calm, keeping an even head, and
Yeah,
talking
no, that's
people
great. That's a
through
great
the
idea. Yeah.
right. I also would like to use determination to spend one of my values,
Did you
which
use
is
determination earlier? I don't
I
think
did
you
not.
did. Okay,
No.
then what's your value?
Every problem has a solution.
I mean, we couldn't
Right.
make a better one up.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, we love the crew, and you're like, nah, no, I don't have any of that.
I also have a focus in kit bashing.
Fantastic, that works. Yeah.
This is the kind of thing Chagrin lives for. So that is a critical on one die, a failure on the other die, but 2 more for the critical from the.
So that'll put you guys
We're
at
on
6.
pace.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then with a veteran, I get to roll a action die,
Sure.
and I do not get to keep that determination.
Okay. What? Victra or Rosrin, you have any thoughts? You don't have to do anything. You can just let the commanders do the commander thing. But if you have any thoughts on ideas, I'm more than happy to hear them.
Okay, so we're just trying to figure out how to get away from these guys.
You're trying to get the engines fixed enough
Oh,
that
that's
you can go
right.
back to high warp.
Okay. Well, let me see if I have anything remotely useful. Probably not. Nope. I don't have anything at all useful. Except my determination, or one of my values is to fly the ship, is to know the ship, and to know
you
the
did-
ship is to love the ship.
You did use your determination earlier, so that
Yes.
determination
Oh, I
is
did.
gone. But
I
I
thought
would
we
also
got
say
3. Do we not get 3?
you can get up to 3. They can be awarded to you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I'm out. Yep.
But I would say something like walking someone through what you did,
Okay.
and that what caused that, like that's control con, or like what we could do.
So is
You
what I
just
did is
pour
I just
pour pure
Yeah.
gas or alcohol in the engine, and like that would be some daring con. Like
there's
those are
this slider off to the right of the helm control that is some kind of power fluctuator, and I just gunned that thing, and I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to do, but it worked. And I don't get to drive the Defiant very often, but when I do,
Okay.
just saying, if that helps you figure out maybe what I broke.
Yeah. Let's.
I mean,
So
it
why don't
wasn't
you
me,
give
but-
me? Why don't you give me a control con roll?
And we do still
sounds
have
good.
1 momentum left,
We
right?
do still have one.
We
momentum,
do, yeah, we got one, and if I can use it, I get that reroll. So
Yeah,
Yep.
go for it.
Go for it. Last
and
thing we
control
want is
con is what you said, right?
Yeah.
And that's my good one. So I'm gonna reroll this one, and I got a 3. So does that count for one of my focuses for helm operations or small craft? Or not?
Yeah,
small
we'll
craft,
call
combat?
it home operations. Yeah.
Okay, so that then gives me, I got 2 10s and a 3, so that is 4 successes.
That's enough.
From me.
That's your 10. So, between the 3 of you, you kind of walk through what's going on. Menard quickly picks up on what he wants to do, and like he's like, "Oh yeah, let's definitely do that." And and he works with the engineering crew. It takes a few minutes, but they get everything back up and running. Sorry, give me just a second. Oh, okay. I had whispers and I didn't realize it, and it turns out they were from May. They were from the charity stream. So, yeah. So he gets it back up and running. You guys, the engine is going, and ready to go. You get back in position, and it's right about that time that the Keldon class ship sends out a wide hail. It's not that they know where you're at; it's just that they're just broadcasting loudly. And you get this is Gulta Kenny. If the
Oh God, seriously.
That guy again. God,
We
he's
should
so
we should
frustrating.
have stayed in.
Just like sitting in his seat, like, of course.
We should have stayed and blown him up.
if
Yeah.
there is only a few minutes before our other ships get here, and our search will continue, and we'll find you. If you surrender now, we will not destroy your ship.
Gun it.
Yes,
Hit
ma'am.
it.
On it.
I.
Yeah.
All right.
He said it was so for Kenny. Anyone near Roswin would just hear him go, "Of course it is."
Can we treat
Just
that as an
really,
evasive
really
maneuver?
quietly.
Yeah, let's definitely call that an evasive maneuver. Are you trying to leave the planet's rings intact?
That would be
Us intact
ideal.
or the rings intact?
And so if you want to use leave the rings intact, it's going to up the difficulty. But if you don't, it could have impact on the planet, and you guys have not scanned for life.
Oof.
Yeah, listen,
Prime directive.
I'm gonna give you guys some really hard choices here.
Yeah.
That's what Star Trek is about.
Sure.
Do your best to not blow this place up on the way out.
So
Okay.
it'll be what we're gonna call it difficulty of 3.
Okay.
The ship has got structure and con, and then you're daring and con.
All right. We don't have any momentum for my extra spin, so we're just hoping for the best. So
Can
one
we call
second.
this direct and I assist instead of the?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you did literally say gun it.
I just wish I
Yeah.
could remember the speech from Blues Brothers.
Oh yeah.
We're 106 miles from Chicago.
You got
It's
half
late.
a tank of
We're going
gas.
to have a bus. Yeah, we have half a tank of gas, half a full
It's
pack
dark.
of cigarettes. Late, and we're wearing sunglasses.
Okay,
Hit
so
it.
I do actually need to ask if any of my focuses apply.
That's a good question. Which one do you think might apply?
Survival.
Mm,
Don't you have like a command thing for?
I have starship recognition, composure, diplomacy, small craft survival, and galactic politics.
I mean,
we're gonna
Composure?
call this composure. Like
Yeah.
you're
Alright.
in a tight spot. Like this is
Yeah.
not
damn, we're in a tight spot.
So I got 2 successes.
2 successes.
Rosman can flip on the bird as we go by, and you can call it politics.
What did you get, Victor?
I got
2?
2.
So that's actually one more than you needed. So you got a momentum there. You guys, Victor pulls you out of the rings smoothly, and just as like it's clear that the Cardassian ship starts to turn towards you, she hits the warp and you pop into warp speed. The other 2 ships, one of them drops out of warp speed after you've gone back into it, and then turns and corrects. The other one makes corrections as it's moving. Do you want to try and push the engines to that level again, or do you just want to try and?
I think we just
Stay
need to try to
ahead.
get to the ship. Yeah,
If the
'cause Victor's
calculations
sitting
show
there-
that we can stay ahead, let's just stay right there.
Yeah, Victor's looking at the engineer and like, I'm not. You don't want me to touch that again, right?
Kind of a weird question, but can we use suppressing fire? Or
Any kind of like.
They're not really close enough, because if they were, they could fire at you in warp. and
Okay.
Nobody wants that fight because that
Because
does
we're
kill
all
people.
shieldless. Yeah.
Oh goodness gracious, that sounds
I
horrifying.
didn't know if we could like almost use photon torpedoes as like
So,
mines.
Do we have any Yeah. Do we have mines? Can we rig a mine?
We
So-
do not have mines.
Mines are a violation of their very specific rules. After the Dominion War, they were outlawed. That's part
But
of
these
that.
are pirate Cardassians.
Yes.
But if they're outlawed, it
I
means we
know.
don't have them on our regulation abiding
Well, I
Starfleet
mean, yeah, but that's
vessel.
what he was saying though, was rigging like one of our torpedoes. Like if we just,
you could
oops, I
probably-
dropped
you
a
could-
torpedo that was alive.
You could rig a torpedo to kind of sit and disrupt their. You couldn't hurt the ship, but you could disrupt their warp bubble and pull them out of warp, which could still hurt the ship. But like,
Yeah.
that's an
That'd give
option.
us time. That'd give us
So-
time.
Is that what you want to do?
It was just an idea.
I mean, I'm fine with just pushing on towards the Serenitis too, and just hoping that we can get there.
If it won't slow us down, then it could slow them down, and we're not violating a treaty that's going to put us at war. Let's do the thing.
It will not slow us down, but it may blow us up. Because
Yeah,
we're going to have
depending
to
on how
open
badly.
up a photon or quantum torpedo
I
and
would
sort
say-
of tinker with the innards.
Oh,
I
that
would
sounds
say
terrifying.
In this situation, it's going to be probably Rosrin doing it. It'll be a control and security. It'll be a difficulty of 3. Someone can assist, but the ship cannot, because the ship can't reprogram the torpedo.
Well, my
Yeah, it's
control
a separate
security is a
entity.
15.
Oh, okay.
Mine's a lower than.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's Chevron doing this,
This
and
is something we
Rosrin
used to do-
assisting.
This is something we used to do in the war before this was banned.
Well, mine's. I mean, mine is. Yeah, mine's low. Yeah, he has a better shot.
Can
at
what is your
15,
what
mine's
is your?
14.
Could you argue for daring? Is your daring security any better?
Oh, you don't want to go daring on an explosive.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
What?
Also, this would be kit
I
bashing.
meant
so
for
I'm
I
good
meant
with-
for Rosrin. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this would
Yeah,
be definitely.
that's better.
This would be definitely
Yeah,
kit
that's-
bashing, so you crit on that as well.
That'd
So,
be 13 for me.
okay.
Oh, he's still rolling at a
So-
15.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
So yeah, Chevron finally is in his element and
let's do it.
his
Do you want
know.
me to assist?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
all of his experience as a borderline war criminal from the Dominion War.
Oh,
There's one.
it's not a fun
What's-
order to give.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is 3.
3. Do we have any momentum?
1.
I'm going to use that one if no one minds.
Please do.
We're kind of fighting for our lives here. So.
Yeah. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
And I got 1.
So that'll give you
That
2
is
momentum.
So armed and so safe for us.
You reprogram the torpedo relatively quickly and launch it out the back. Two of the ships are close enough together that when it goes off, it hits their warp bubbles and pulls them out. Can I get what's the damage on? Somebody roll damage for me on one of the quantum torpedoes,
I can go ahead and do that since I have it all up here.
because it's vicious too.
It's vicious 1.
Vicious.
I'm vicious as well is what I meant. Sorry.
Oh,
Language is
English,
hard,
am I
y'all.
right?
Right.
it also has high yield, which I don't quite remember what that does.
I think it's extra damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage all told. Let me check out what high yield does. I
It
have the
inflicts massive
open.
damage.
Oh, that's right. It will do for
If it does a
every-
breach, it does more than one breach.
Yeah.
So the ships come out of warp, and you can see that they have collided as part of that. They are in such a kind of confusion and spin. Goltakini is not on either of those ships. And he's
course
still
he
in
isn't.
pursuit.
No, he's on the
Hey,
one that
no.
we were in combat with before, correct?
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
good because he's going to arrive with us at the Serenitis.
That's true.
Yeah.
You continue on at speed. The ship behind you starts to gain a little bit when you're just a few minutes out. On Victor, on your quick calculations, they're not going to get within weapons firing until after you would have stopped at the wormhole, because you can't go warp through a wormhole. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
But
Only a
when you
terrible idea because no one's ever survived it before.
if
Yes.
you kick out of warp at the right time, you can kick into being almost in the Serenitis' shield bubble. But that's a tough one, and it's going to be an evasive maneuver. So it'd be daring and con. It's going to be a difficulty of 4.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah,
It-
my
it-
only other
or-
suggestion was going to be, with my fighter pilot background, try to do some sort of maneuver where we actually slow down. We're still warp, but we're slower warp, and we get behind them and try to shoot them. But I don't know if we want to do that.
So I would say at this point in time, you have 2 decks that you can't use. You have 2 breaches already in 2 separate systems at least.
Oh, that's right. We still have
If
two
you get
breaches.
hit hard enough, it could disable something, and that's no bueno.
Right. Okay.
It would probably be safer to be with the Serenitis. You can also just drop out of warp and have a round where they're going to be able to fire on you. And that would be, there's no roll for that. Or you can try and drop out of warp close enough that you're real close to the Serenitis, and there's no way that
that's-
this ship is going to fire on you without getting fired on a lot.
That's
What is the fail
probably-
condition for that, though?
So the failure is that you won't be able to drop out of warp that close.
Okay.
That's the failure. The complication has a wide range of implications.
Yes.
Okay. So if there are complications rolled on this, that could be a problem.
Okay.
Can we? I was gonna say, can we? If we're not close enough to be, you said in their shield bubble, that's what we're
Right.
trying to do.
Well, you want to be close enough so that basically as you come out of warp, you turn around and you're all facing the same way at about the same.
Okay, I
like
see what you're saying.
You're
Okay.
facing it together.
Okay.
I suggest we just keep running.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I can
Well,
do it.
so the Serenitis is sitting in front of the wormhole.
Of the wormhole, so we just got to get to them, and if I fail the roll, then we don't get that close. My suggestion was going to be radio ahead. I mean, they already know that we're coming in hot, and we have a ship on our tail. If we were not going to get close enough to them, I didn't know if there was a way that they could have like their tractor beam prepped and then just like. Suck
And
us
this is really if you fail the roll, I'm going to get a free round of firing on you, and that's going to be the worst
Sure.
case scenario.
Okay, that's
But
fine.
that could still be bad. Yeah.
Could we, because our shield, I know we're in warp, but because our shields are down, could we have them ready to beam us?
Just in case
no,
the ship
there are
dies.
80.
If we
there are
lose the
80 plus
Defiant,
people.
we are going to get screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Worf
All
is
right.
going to come from Kronos and just kick somebody's ass.
So
Probably mine. It's all good.
I'm gonna go ahead and burn one of our momentum so I can
Sure. Do
Get
you
that
want to
reroll?
give me 2 threat to get a 4th die? Your difficulty of 4.
that's up to y'all.
I'm
Hey.
okay
I
with
say
it.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take him, Matt. So 2 for
Look.
you.
Yeah, that puts me at 8. And that'll give you 4 dice, plus the ship is rolling structure con.
The ship does not get a success.
Is this the second evasive maneuver I've done in a row?
No. There's been enough time. It's per combat, and these are not combats.
Okay, cool. All right, with my reroll, and this is Daring Con, so that's a 15 for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is definitely helm control, so your focus applies.
So I did roll a 5, which is my discipline. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes for me.
Well, that will give you that'll put you back at 2 momentum. You pop out of warp, and Victor swings it around in this very impressive maneuver. You immediately get a kind of like a welcome home chime from the Serenitis. The Keldon class warship drops out of warp just outside of weapons range. And it just
Trixie,
sits there
Trixie.
for a few minutes or for a few seconds. And then there's a hail. And it hits the Serenitis and you guys. And Threx does not respond.
What does the hail say?
He is hailing you.
He
Obviously
says-
wants to have a conversation. It doesn't say anything other than
It's just
knock
ding
knock.
dong.
It's not a message. He just wants to talk.
I hate talking to this guy.
Well,
All
I
right.
say we don't.
Honestly?
Yeah.
Honestly, let's
Look,
just
you
keep
should
going
have
through the worm
listened to
through.
me when I
Are you
first
guys gonna
met
take away
him.
my villain monologue? Are you really gonna?
I'll talk to him. I'm gonna regret it. I regret everything I do with this idiot.
Victor's
You
just gonna
should've
make drastic and dramatic faces the entire time.
You're just gonna
Speaks.
raise your middle finger and slowly
Yeah.
stick it up, so that's
Yeah,
the only thing
right-
you
right
see.
in front of-
Yeah.
right in front of the
Roger
camera.
Hawkins back there in security, just like with stank
Okay.
face, just like
Who wants to press hams?
So, Kenny comes on screen, and he says, Commander, I was expecting Captain Threx.
Didn't want to pick up.
Well, it seems that you have found your way back to safety. I look forward to the day that you get your own ship, Commander. You have
Thank you.
thwarted one plan after another of mine, and I am continually surprised by your skills.
I'm just trying to keep my people safe.
Yes, as am I. Until next time, Commander. And he clicks it off before you can say bye. He hangs up.
Yeah.
And
Victor,
his-
ramming
Roger's
speed.
over there, like maybe he better. Roger's over there, and
Hail
mutters,
him
he's like,
again
maybe
so we
he
can
should
hang up on
better
him.
plans.
he just
I really
he
do
hails
not.
you. You answer the hail, and he says, "I've been trying to get a hold of you about your starship's extended quarantine."
It hurts.
I really do not know what to do with the fact that this slime ball respects me. But anyhow,
I mean,
with-
does he,
on
or
with
was
the
that
running.
just
I mean-
sassy butts?
Aren't you familiar with the trope of enemies to lovers?
we are not doing that. No.
Well, I
Not
mean,
yet.
this is also like Cardassians like to be as dramatic as possible, as we learned with both Goldacott and what's his name, Garrick.
Yeah.
Like
Garrick,
they,
yeah.
they're all about the dramatic statements.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
The warship turns and warps away. Commander Threx hails you, and he says, "You have Captain Marzon on board."
Yes.
I'm getting word from Dr. Haskins that he is going to beam over, and then you are to head directly to Trill.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
So it takes less than a minute for a transport, and you guys go through the wormhole. Can I get all of you to roll presence and command? We are not looking for a number of successes. We are looking to make sure everybody succeeds.
Presence and command.
Yes,
Is the complication range still 19 to 20?
it sure is.
Okay, well, I got 2 successes and a complication.
Fantastic.
2 successes.
Roxy, you have to push that button to talk. We can't hear you.
I got 1 complication and 1 success.
Oh, no.
I got a
Did-
success.
Did you get a complication, Rosalind?
No, just a
Fantastic.
success.
And then you succeeded, friend?
2 successes.
Okay. So, Halada and Victra, as you enter the wormhole, the energies kind of hit the ship like you've had happen before. Rosalind, this has always been uncomfortable for you as a Trill. It's not like it messes with your connection to the symbiote, but more like you can feel the energy moving through you, and it's just not. It's disconcerting. It's not even painful. However, Halada and Victra, you both get flashes of the life of Rex, of past hosts, of times in the pools, of being taken out of bodies with no real sensory, but but still being aware of being alive, and they're just flashes here and there over time, and you realize that the symbiote is desperately trying to reconnect with its host and has found two other minds that it is attempting to do that with, and it doesn't work because neither one of you are appropriately built for it, but it is attempting to. So you're getting these flashes.
Oh, that
It's
sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable for sure. Um, Victor, you get some flashes of looking at yourself. You both get flashes of training Rosrin, and they're all very. They come with a lot of emotions, and as you kind of come out of the wormhole, it immediately cuts off.
Okay, pushing that to the background to deal
Yeah.
with later.
I kind of slump
I
a
would
little
think about
say.
it.
That's a lot to unpack.
I would
Let's
say
move on.
Chagrin and
Unpack right now.
Rosrin, you both recognize that something is off with Victra and Halada, but they both seem to gain their composure pretty quickly.
Mhm.
And then Victor takes you directly to Warp, back to Trill.
Rosrin says to Chivrin, he's like, I'm going to have to write a report on fixing that torpedo. Interesting maneuver. Could be useful for others.
Well, I don't think we're technically supposed to do that.
It was not
listen.
a mine. It was a depth charge.
Yeah,
Okay.
the rules in Star Trek are if you're technically right, you're right, and technically it wasn't a mine.
Okay.
Technically.
Oh, technicalities.
You have to
Yay.
remember this is also the same world that the commander of Deep Space Nine threatened to murder an entire planet of people if they didn't give up their Maquis contacts. So,
Okay.
so like he got in trouble for that, but did he get in a lot of trouble? Not really.
Okay then.
You guys travel the 16 hours to Trill at a relatively high warp. You're not pushing the engines like you were earlier. The threat is not nearly as high. As you come into stationary orbit over Trill, you've sent information ahead. Doctors beam up. They perform a couple of scans, and then they change how Rex is being held in stasis, and then beam him down. And one of the doctors that stays behind addresses the two commanders, although the other two of you are not told to leave the room. They are talking to Halada and Chagrin.
Yeah. Rosrin definitely wants to listen. So if they don't tell him to leave, he wants to hear what all this is about. Cause,
Yeah.
I'm not.
He has a
walking out of
relationship
this-
with
I'm not
Marzon
walking
and
out of
he's
this room.
Trill, so he wants to know. Yeah.
I'm like peering over their shoulders because I'm a little shorter. And I'm just like,
Yeah. He says, Commanders, it is our belief that Captain Rex will be okay. We're going to put him through some therapies, have him spend some times in the pools. I think that it will be a period of time for him to recuperate, but otherwise he should be fine. We will inform Starfleet of exactly his progression, but he will not be able to return to duty for however long this takes. And it is possible, although I doubt it, that he may not be able to return to duty at all.
We will
that's
definitely hope for
unacceptable.
the best timeline
Yeah.
for him on that.
You are, of course, welcome to enjoy anything that you need to here while you're here. Stretch your legs, whatever. But otherwise, I want to get down and start supervising our treatments for Rex and Marzon. There's plenty to be concerned about still.
Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And he turns to you, Rosrin, and nods at you, and then waits to be beamed out.
All right.
Hate being ignored by people.
You get the impression that it was literally trill to trill, just like an acknowledgement. But other than that,
Yeah, like,
that was the
hey,
only reason he
you're
did it.
here. Awesome. Yeah.
If he even
Yeah.
if his eyes even scan in my direction, I pointedly look away.
Yes.
Let's like rotate people off of the crowded one deck they've been on and like
Yeah.
try to get
Is it
everything up and
safe
functional before we head
I mean,
back.
we fixed
Yeah, before we
some of
go
that though,
back.
didn't we?
The Menard tells you that he can get everything up and running in probably 6 hours. And that
Okay.
includes scrubbing the decks of the radiation that has been leaked.
Okay.
Especially since Trill is willing to send up some engineers. So
Excellent.
that'll help boost, and that'll help. So that gives you 6 hours to kind of lay low for a little while
Yeah.
and rest.
I'll
A
give
lot of
everybody like at least an hour planet side to stretch
Yeah,
around
and that way you're not all crammed in the ship
Yep.
in even less space than you had.
Rajan goes home on his home planet, which he
Yeah.
hasn't been to in a long time.
Yeah, it's
Little
there's a little bit of that weird longing you get when you return to your hometown after everything's changed. Um,
Mm.
the people are nice, and you go visit your friends. I would assume that you're given a little more shore leave than the rest of the crews, because like it's
Your
your home.
home? Yeah.
Um,
He'll see his parents if he can, and
Okay.
all that. Maybe
uh,
grab food at his favorite food stop or something.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
that sort of stuff.
I
Victor,
haven't been to this eatery in 10 years.
Victor,
I know, right?
you get a
Before
hail.
I was joined.
You get a hail from the planet. And
I take it in my private quarters. I don't know if I
in your
have
semi-private quarters.
in my
Yeah,
yeah. I'm like, guys, don't listen.
It is the doctor that was on the ship earlier. He's on the screen. He says, Marzan is awake and is requesting you.
I'll be there shortly. Thank you.
So you beam down and find yourself kind of taken into some caves. And the cave itself looks familiar. You have not been here before.
But I have a memory of it.
Yeah. And as you kind of walk down, you see that they've kind of, when you go to a resort and they've got those seats that are in the pool but not really in the pool.
Sure.
They've kind of put one in there, and he is laying there. The water is kind of lapping over his stomach where the incisions are for the
my little
the
feetsies.
symbiote. But he is still like chest out of the water. He's in appropriate space boxers. And
Space boxers.
space
I mean,
boxers.
those pools are pretty opaque anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And you see that he is not just aware of his surroundings, he's having a conversation with one of the doctors that's in the water with him. And when he sees you, he smiles and kind of motions for you to come down into the water.
I do so. Am I dressed appropriately to come down into the, or do I just go
No,
to the chair?
absolutely not.
Yeah,
like
then I'll just,
you
I'll
could
just go to the
probably,
chair.
yeah. He says, Rex and I are starting to communicate. The pools make it a little easier. And he said that there were a handful of the crew that he may have reached out to.
Yeah, I believe. Well, I know it. I was one of them. I don't know who the others were, but yeah, we saw some things.
Commander Halada was one of the others. The others were from the Defiant and not members of the Serenitis crew, so he is unfamiliar with them.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I mean, it was a lot. I'm definitely not built for that, but I'm as okay as I think I should be. I think I'm okay as I need to be.
Okay.
I'm more concerned about you.
I trust the doctors here. If they say I'm going to recover, I'll recover.
I mean, I trust them a hell of a lot better than the one on the ship, to be quite honest.
You sometimes that temper of yours.
Well,
I would say that I'll be back on the binary sooner rather than later. I'll take the appropriate precautions and I'll take the rest I need, but I will be back on the binary without an issue.
Okay, see, yeah, that other doctor said that you might not. So, fuck that guy, right?
Yes, exactly.
Sorry, Commander or Captain, right?
He
Yeah.
he has like a kind of like a pale look to him, just a generalized like weakness.
Do
He
his
says,
spots look lighter?
his spots are almost darker. It's like
Okay.
the rest of his
Okay.
skin has turned almost paler, and the
Okay.
spots have stayed the same. Um, he says, Captain Threx is going to eventually step away from the Serenitis, and that ship needs as many of its officers as it possibly can get. And you have proven again and again that you have the skills to be a good officer. Your tongue has proven more than once that you have the right skills but not the right mindset sometimes.
I mean, did you call me down here just to bust my balls about this? Really? I mean,
No,
I
Victor,
know,
I
I
called
know.
you
I'm
down
working
here.
on it. I'm working on it.
I called you down here because you have a lot of potential and Starfleet needs you.
Yes, sir.
Not, sir. There's no rank here. I don't have my pips. Victor, from one friend to another, Starfleet needs you. You've proven again and again that you can do what's needed. You just have to think things through before you say them sometimes. You could definitely call a doctor an idiot in a lot nicer ways.
I just didn't understand that there's got to be doctors. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're here now, and it's fine. It's fine. But I'm sure I was worried for nothing.
I'm also sure that if you hadn't been piloting the ship, I wouldn't be here. None of us would be. There wouldn't have been a chance. So, thanks again for my life. I'm sure this isn't the first, nor will it be the last time.
I mean, I have made it a habit, but
You
I kind of like you, so I guess that's just what we've agreed to.
pass along to Commander Halata my gratitude and thanks. It's the same thing to Captain Threx. Um, I appreciate the efforts that Starfleet put into this, but specifically appreciate theirs.
I will definitely do so.
Thank you. And he kind of, it's clear that he's kind of been holding himself stiff, and then he kind of relaxes and he says, the doctors told me not to invite anybody down, but I need to get some rest, and I'll let you know when I have time for visitors.
I would appreciate that. If we're still here, I think we're leaving in a.
If not, I'm sure you have leave.
I probably do. I will look into that.
Excellent. Well, it's good to see you, Victra.
You too, Marzon.
We'll see each other soon. I'm positive. And he kind of relaxes back, and one of the doctors like motions to show you the way out, and you just walk off without letting him.
No, I used to say, rest well. I'll see you soon, and I am very polite to the doctors as I am escorted out of the caves.
There's a small longing as you step out of the little bit of water you were standing in that is not yours, that wants to be back in the pool. And it's just like a flash for like half a second kind of in the back of your head.
Sure, I probably hesitate a little bit and kind of.
And you kind of realize at that point that this is going to leave an impression that may go away, but it's also something you should talk to the doctor about.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and actually, we're going to end a little early tonight, but unless anybody else has something, I think that's good. So we got the captain back. That's good, right?
Yeah.
So we have 10 episodes this half of the season. We were going to Ryza. We're going back to we're going to Starbase 16 for some more Boolean fun. That'll be good.
Nice.
We might be traveling through time, or somebody will be. We'll see. I know there's some space combat coming,
Ooh.
and there's a van. So we've got it's a really good van.
You know they got
Um,
a hell of a band.
yeah,
Man.
and then I know for sure that the Dominion are going to show up. So
Of
don't miss out
course.
on this season.
Of course.
Yeah, we got Facebook, and no, we don't have Facebook. Do we have Facebook?
We do have Facebook.
Do we use Facebook?
We are starting to
Okay.
some producery background stuff, but yes, I'm everything is getting dual posted now. So
Cool. But you should definitely 100% check out our Twitter because we're always posting there about what's going on the channel. You should be checking out the Discord as well. That's where a lot of people talk, and there's a lot of good stuff going on there. If you've missed any of the last season, it's all on YouTube. If you've missed any of our other shows, they're all on YouTube, and they're 100% worth going and checking out. I'm sure that someone has put these links in the chat. They have.
I have
Yeah,
indeed.
there they are. So definitely check all that out. We are back tomorrow with a pre-recorded episode of By Leaps and Bounties. Does that episode have a title, Danny?
The Darkness Within.
Oh man,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Boo.
oh man, that's got some implications. I like it. But we're back on tomorrow with By Leaps and Bounties, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, and then on Thursday we'll be back with Growing Shadows, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and then next week, The Voyages of Episode 2 of Season 2, A Breath of Fresh Air on Ryza. So we will see you guys all tomorrow or next week, whenever you choose to join us. And until then, have a great night.
See y'all.